Hello guys, hope you are doing well. Welcome to a new course, Metasploit for beginners. In this whole course we are learning about Metasploit. If you don't have any knowledge about Metasploit, then this course is for you. Okay, and also just try to watch this course in 1.5x or 1.7x. Due to my slangs, maybe sometimes I might be slow, fast. So the good speed is just try to watch it in 1.5x. Okay, and also see, in this whole course, we are learning about Metasploit. This is not ethical hacking course or penetration testing training or something like that. In our last courses, we created about this ethical hacking and we use Metasploit there. Okay? Here in this whole course, what we are doing means we are only using Metasploit to perform scanning, to perform vulnerability assessment. We're gonna use Metasploit. In a simple scenario, let me tell you one thing. See, here in Metasploit, we're gonna import the results, the vulnerability scanning results in Metasploit, and from here we're gonna analyze those, right? So you will see this all steps, but let me tell you one thing, just try to complete the training. Just watch the full training, don't miss any step here. Again, I'm saying it's a completely for beginners. If you don't have any knowledge about Metasploit, still you can able to watch it. We're gonna cover from what is Metasploit, what is this modules, what is exploit, what is auxiliary modules, what are payloads. We're gonna cover this all stuffs in this course. So just try to watch the theory part as well, and also check the pin comment. There you guys will see the PPT as well. Just try to download it, read it. Okay, it's totally depend upon you, right? Because from our side we are providing each and everything. So hope you guys enjoy this training. Thank you. Have a nice day. So let's set up attacker machine here. Here we are using Kali Linux. In our last courses also we covered how we can able to set up this Kali Linux. Still we create courses, right? It's very necessary to show you from scratch. Okay, simple. Click on download button. See here I use mostly virtual machines. If you want to go with the with installer images, then watch our Linux course. There we covered how we can able to use this installer images as well. So let's go with virtual machines. You can also use VirtualBox. I'm using VMware. So simple, click on this download button. Then can able to download it. Now you need to download VMware Workstation as well. If you don't have VMware Workstation in your machine, then from where you need to download it? See, let me show you. If you want to download the pro version, right now this VMware Workstation is free. Okay, previously it's used to be paid one. Right now it's free. See, if you want to download it, then go download from here. Okay, boatcom.com. See here there are the what we say instructions. Okay, first of all you need to log in. Just try to use any temp mail. Then after successful login, access a VMware Workstation Pro download using this link. If you want to use a pro version, then go with this one, this link. Okay, the free version of VMware Workstation Pro, use this link. So this is how you can able to download the VMware Workstation, which I am using right now. Okay, right. Now let's set up lab as well. For lab, we are using Metasploit 2. See, here we are not learning exploitation part. Here we are learning about Metasploit, how to use Metasploit. But it's necessary to learn about some exploitation part as well to show you. Okay, so you guys able to get an idea there. So for that we are using Metasploit 2 machine. If you have Windows 7, then use it. In our previous course we use Windows 7 in Netcat. So simple, use the same Windows 7 here as well. I just told you how to set up Windows 7 there. I also provided the ISO link as well. Just use that one. I think I have that Windows 7. Let's also download Metasploit 2 as well. Here you can able to see first link, Rapid 7. Just download from here. Click on this information, Rapid 7. Then click on this download button. You guys can able to download it. See, I already downloaded this this Metasploit 2. Let me show you. See, here it is, right? So you guys will see a zip file there, simple, extracted. Then you will see like this files. Okay, now simple, focus on VMX file here, double click it. It will automatically open in VMware Workstation. Simple, once you download VMware, just next and install it, right? Okay, now here let me use a NAT network. Just edit virtual machine settings and change this adapter, network adapter to NAT. And also we have the network too, just ignore it. Just click on power on this virtual machine. I move, just click on I moved it. This machine, the machine which I am using right now, this whole machine is focused for this creating courses, videos, this kind of stuff. Okay, my work machine is different. Remember this point. Mostly you guys are asking why you are using this many workstations, right? So I create courses as well, right? So that's why I need to keep this all stuffs. And also I do some pen testing on this machines as well. So that's why I have this many. I need to remove it. There are unnecessary is there. Right. Now here I have Metasploitable login. What is the username? See, username is msfadmin here. Same password. Password is also msfadmin. Just hit enter there. See, when you type password, you won't see it. Remember this point. Mostly you guys are having a kind of confusion. We are typing password and it's not showing it. So it's kind of a security there. Okay, just type here msfadmin. msfadmin. Even you can't see it, still you need to type it. Okay, see, the password is incorrect. Let me type again. msfadmin. msfadmin. Now see, it successfully logged in. If I type here ifconfig, here is my IP address 192.168.112.133. This is my Metasploitable IP. Now let's set up Kali Linux as well. Just wait. We successfully extracted it. Open this Linux, double click it, this VMX file. See, which is in white color. Just see the icon there. See, the icon is in white color, right? Okay. Now click on here. You can able to see username is Kali, password is Kali. And you can keep this processor to 4, memory to 2. It's totally depend upon you. If you want to change it, click on edit virtual machine and change it. Now power on this virtual machine. So this is how we can able to set up our Linux machine, right? And also we covered this thing also, right? How we can able to set up Metasploitable 2. So that's it. Okay, this is how we can able to set up lab for practice. Just type here username is Kali and password is Kali. See, in last courses also, again I am saying in last courses also we covered how to set up this Linux. See, we create courses. Okay, we make courses, not videos. So that's why it's necessary to cover this kind of stuffs every time, right? Whenever we create any new course, at that time also we cover this, how to set up this Linux, how to set up this lab. So if you are getting bored, just try to ignore this video and jump to different section. So we added the timeline as well. Okay, if you check the description there, you guys can able to see the complete topic with timeline as well. Simple, just try to jump it. Right, hope you guys get it, how we can able to set up our lab. Now first of all, what you need to do after setting this Linux, simple, just execute this command sudo apt update. If you'll ask for the password, just type your Kali Linux password there. So without typing this apt update, you can't install any packages here. So first of all, the first thing which you need to do after booting this Linux is just execute this command apt update sudo. You need to use sudo here, and also just try to change the just what we say a text color as well. I don't want to change it. Just let me close. So right now let's see how we can able to set up this Metasploit. We by default in our Kali machine we have Metasploit framework, but still let's see what is Metasploit, what is this all stuff, right? Thank you, have a nice day. Hello guys, hope you are fine. In this class we are learning about what is Metasploit and its core concepts. See, first of all, let me tell you, Metasploit is a complete package, okay, where you guys can able to see exploits, scanners, okay, post-exploitation modules. This all stuffs in one place. This is known as what? It's a Metasploit, right? Now see here, Metasploit is a toolkit for penetration testers. It collects reusable pieces of offensive work, code that exploit vulnerabilities, payload that runs on target, components that listen for connections from those payloads, okay, like listeners. We use msfconsole, right? It comes under this only. And helper module that scan, enumerate, and perform post-exploitation tasks. It is a framework that brings these pieces together so testers do not have to write everything from scratch, right? So I just told you, right, it's a complete package where you guys can able to see the multiple stuffs. Now see, assume that in your just take this example. In your network, there is a Windows machine is there. If you want to perform scanning on this on that Windows machine, what you will do there? You run the Nmap scan, right? Simple. Instead of running Nmap scan is very important. But just I'm giving you an example here. Okay, simple. Instead of using a normal Nmap scan, what we use the Nmap scan which is in Metasploit. There is a simple command db_nmap. By just executing that command there in Metasploit, we can able to perform whole Nmap scanning there instead of executing separately, right? I'm gonna show you this all stuffs. But what I'm saying means we can, like, 60% penetration testing has been done by we can able to do using Metasploit. In a simple words, now see what we do to if we want to do any research related to any vulnerability. Simple, the basic thing what we do. Simple, we perform scanning there. After performing scanning, we will see any banner grabbing. Is there any version which is outdated? If we find any version, then we're gonna do some Google search there. Okay, we're gonna use some what we say, searchploit. Okay, we search on those all platforms. We search on exploit DB. If we find any exploit about that version, at the time we're gonna use that exploit and we're gonna exploit it manually. But instead of doing those all stuffs manually in Metasploit, we have those all vulnerabilities. You need to update this Metasploit time to time. Okay, if they add any new exploits, if you won't update it, then you can't see it in your Metasploit. So that's why you need to update your Metasploit. It's a very easy to update. You just need to type msf update, then you can easily update that Metasploit. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, just take another example. In last classes we covered about this eternal blue vulnerability, which is very popular vulnerability. Okay, it's a very critical vulnerability in a simple words. Okay, now see, assume that your machine is vulnerable with this vulnerability. Now what you will do? Simple, you use for eternal blue vulnerability we have exploit. Okay, let me show you. Let's take this repository. Okay, now see, here we have a complete code here, right? So basically it's written in bash, the what we say, the listener. Okay, it's to make it in an automated way. The exploit is written in Python only, but they just modified it. Okay, now here what happened is, if I want to just simple, I'm just saying this thing. Okay, if I want to exploit this eternal blue vulnerability, then first of all I need to do the research and I need to find the right exploit for it. Then what I need to do is I need to install this requirements. Then here we have the usage here. See, if you run this shellprep.sh, this bash file, here it is. Just leave it. Okay, I'm just explaining, that's it. Then what will happen means you need to type your IP, this all stuffs. Let's take another exploit. Just wait, sorry, let's take another repository here. Now this one is good. Now see, here we have a Python code, right? First of all, what you need to do, you need to run it. See, ./zz.exploit.py, you need to run this one first. Then here we have help. Now you need to choose your target Windows version. In our case, just assume that I'm targeting Windows 2016 at a time. How I need to use it? Simple, I need to execute this command, something like python zz.exploit-t for target -c for this command. It's a very laggy process. Just see, here you need to type this all stuff. But when you use Metasploit, at that time the things will become very easier for you. Let me open Metasploit and let me show you. If you want to run Metasploit, what you need to do, just run msfconsole. I'm gonna tell you what is this msfconsole, this all stuffs, right? So don't worry, just type here msfconsole, hit enter. Once you run msfconsole, here you can able to see we have 2557 exploits, 1309 auxiliary modules, okay, 16880 payloads, 431 post modules, Okay, post-exploitation modules, 49 encoders, 13 knobs, 9 evasions. I'm gonna tell you what is this all stuff. If you know exploits, if you know auxiliary, then you can skip that video. But still, if you don't know what is auxiliary, what is payloads, what is exploits, still I'm gonna explain it those all stuffs. Okay, right? Now see, here, let me search for eternal blue. Once you search for eternal blue, here you guys can able to see there is a exploit. I no need to download it. If you are using a manual way, then what you need to do, first of all, you need to download the code, then you need to follow this all process, okay, this all commands, then you need to execute it. But here, if you are using Metasploit, at the time the things are very easy. Okay, now see, I want to use this one, exploit Windows SMB MS0, MS17010. This one, this is a average. Also see the ranks here, it's a average, okay, and here it's a normal, and this is a normal, it's a normal, it's a grade. Okay, so this is also you guys can able to get it. Now sometimes what will happen, once you choose any exploit from here, sometimes it won't work. At that time you need to focus on another exploit. Okay, all right, now let's go with this one. If I want to use this, then simple, I just need to remember the name, the number here. What is the number? Number is 0. Just type here use 0. Okay, hit enter. Now see, it's successfully selected. Now here, once you type use 0, see, successfully using it, which is Windows /SMB MS17010 eternal blue. If you go up, the exact same name. See, right? This is how it will work. Now if I type here show options, it will show you all the options, okay, which you need to set up. Here I need to set up my R host. What is a R host? R host is nothing but your target IP. Okay, remember this point. If you focus on R host, it always will be your target host. See, the target host, that means your victim IP address in a simple words. Now R port is a target port. See, by default SMB run on 445. Okay, if they change any what we say configurations and they are running something like 999, something like that, at that time you need to change it. First of all, you need to perform the scanning on that system, then identify the ports there, then you need to target according to that port. But let me tell you, the default port, and mostly you will see like 95% cases, 99, okay, you will see 445 for SMB, right? Now there is a automatic. Now focus on this one. What is a L host? L host is your system IP. Okay, in our case, in my case, what is my system IP? If I type ifconfig here, you guys can able to see this is my IP. I need this is my IP. I need to use this IP. Okay, so the victim machine is connecting back to my machine. Okay, so from here I can able to control it, right? So this is what happening here. If you don't know about reverse shell, bind shell, then watch our last course, okay, which is Nmap course, netcat course, right? Okay, now here what we need to do, you no need to edit it. If you want to edit it, just try to edit it, right? How to edit? Simple, you just need to type set copied lhost and set your Kali IP. Assume that if you're running this attack on your VPS, okay, you just have the Linux VPS, at the time what will happen means there you no need to do the port forwarding. Here this one which we are doing, it's only work in local network. Mostly in white box pen testing, what will happen means the client will provide you a jump server there. Okay, in their network only they create one Linux machine for you for pen tester. Okay, then they will give you that access. From there you need to perform the scanning. Okay, if you are if you have any client, then you will get it. Okay, what I'm trying to say. Now assume that if you are a completely beginner, let me explain you as well. Okay, see, whenever you get any project related to this penetration testing, at that time what will happen, mostly two things will happen. You need to visit a client location and you need to start your laptop there and you need to connect with your client network. From there you need to perform the scanning, this all stuff. Okay, now assume that you are working remotely, or in a simple words, the clients having a kind of Okay, kind of policy. Okay, they are not allowing your machine there. Okay, at that time they create Kali machine in the network. Okay, and they will give you access of that machine, so you can use that machine to perform scanning, to conduct pen testing there, to conduct vulnerability assessment, to access the local networks. This all stuff. Hope you guys get it. Okay, now see, here you need to mention your machine IP. I just told you how to identify your machine IP. Simple, you just need to type ifconfig here and you can able to see your IP. Simple, paste that IP here. Simple, let me show you. Then set a L port. For port you want to listen on. So let me type here set. Simple, copy the name. Now I want to change this port to 4455. Okay, if I hit show options again, see the options will get changed. 4455. The IP is same, so you won't get any what we say changes here. It will automatically detect your IP, your local IP. Again, I am saying if you are using VPS, here you need to add your VPS public IP. Okay, so you guys can able to perform out of network attacks as well. Now assume that you are scanning any public IP. There you got one vulnerability. Okay, after getting that vulnerability, you just want to test it, right? To test it that it's actually exploitable or not. So simple, there you need to add your target IP there. Okay, let me now assume that I got one public IP. Simple, I'm gonna do something like set R host. What is a R host? Again, I am saying it's a target host. Assume that I got one CCTV IP. Okay, camera IP here. So simple, something like 920 something, just like this. Okay, this is a public IP in a simple words. Okay, it's just a random IP which I'm just typing here. Don't type it. Okay, now see here, simple, once I hit enter, that means I'm targeting on this IP. If there is any vulnerable, just assume that on this IP 443 port is open. Sorry, 445 port is open, which is a SMB port. Now I am testing on it. It's vulnerable or not. The eternal blue vulnerability exists on that port or not. Okay. If it exists, then we get a connection. If won't exist, then we won't get a connection. In a simple words. Okay. This is not a right way to exploit it. There is also auxiliary modules out there. Instead of exploiting that, you can check. Okay, it's actually exploitable or not. I'm just saying you the steps here, right? Assume that if anyone want to exploit it, at the time we use exploit. See, if I want to hack any machine, in a simple words, I want to get the shell access on it. At the time I focus on exploit. Okay, see here, this is exploit modules. Here you will see all exploit. Okay, exploit. Now here we have auxiliary. What is the auxiliary module here? Auxiliary is nothing but scanning. It will check the vulnerability exists or not. It won't exploit it, remember. Okay, it won't exploit it. Simple, it will check it's vulnerable or not, right? Now I just told you in the last courses as well, in pen testing it's depend upon client. Okay, now mostly clients, what they say, won't exploit it. You just need to scan, you just need to know that it's really vulnerable or not. If it's vulnerable, then we need to write the report there and we need to mention that okay, this stuffs are vulnerable, this kind of things we need to do. But mostly you can't exploit it. Remember this point. In real world assessment, you can't exploit the vulnerability. Again, I am saying it's depend upon the client. Okay, if they are saying that you can exploit it, then exploit it. Okay, all right, hope you guys get it. Okay, now simple, then what I need to do, I just need to type exploit. That's it. It's gonna start the exploitation process. Okay, here I'm just using the fake IP here, so that's why it's not working, right? So this is how we can able to use this Metasploit. How easy it is. See, we no need to download any exploit. Okay, we no need to interact with internet. Okay, there are some isolated pen testings also happens. There you can't use internet. Okay, at that time these things play very important role. Now mostly people, if you are a beginner, then you will get a one issue. Now what they do means they use a local IP, and here this just let me type here show options here. Here they use their real target IP. Okay, if they are targeting any IP, then simple they direct add this IP on their local Kali machine. Okay, at that time it won't work. Even the machine is vulnerable, still you won't get the connection here because it's learning, it's working locally. Okay, see here we just use a local host, right? If you want to perform the attacks on public IP, or if you want to perform out of network attacks, at that time you need to perform port forwarding here. Okay, if you are performing port forwarding through netcat, okay, through this ngrok or portmap io, at that time it gonna, or in your router, if there is a port forwarding feature is there, if you are using those all features, at that time you are exposing your machine on internet. Okay, anyone who knows your public IP can able to exploit you. Okay, if it's vulnerable, if your router or this machines are vulnerable, at the time they can easily attack you. So that's why I won't suggest anyone to perform port forwarding or to use ngrok or to use portmap io. Okay, so simple what you need to do now. If you want to perform public attacks, at the time what you need to do, just use VPS. Okay, just go with AWS VPS or what we say Azure VPS. Now mostly you guys will say that they will ban you. Okay, if we do this kind of pen testing work there, they're gonna ban you. Okay, in a simple words, at that time you need to go with different providers. Okay, there is a Russian service provider is there, like it's a very excellent website. I just forget the name of that one. It's a Russia, basically the service are provided by Russians. Okay, it's a one of the excellent service provided, but the internet is very slow. Okay, but you can able to do all the pen testing work there. I think mostly I also use AWS as well. They won't ban me. Okay, until unless I perform the brute force attacks on it. Now assume that I am conducting a brute force attack on any IP with permission only. Okay, at that time what will happen means, if I send a lot of request in brute force attack, what will happen means I need to send a multiple requests there. Okay, like here, thousands of requests. Okay, at the time what will happen means the AWS will ban you instantly. If you are doing this kind of pen testing work, if you are running SQL map, this kind of stuff, at that time it won't damage anything. But if you are sending a lot of traffic through from this machine, at that time they will ban you. This is also one thing. Okay, so there is a lot of online providers out there who provide the VPS for pen testing. Linode is there. Okay, sorry, Linode, right? And DigitalOcean is there. Yeah, you can use those one. Okay, in bug bounty, what will happen means mostly people use this DigitalOcean. I don't do bug bounties. Okay, let me tell you. Basically, what is bug bounty means, let me tell you here only. See, basically you are conducting the pen testing, right? You are finding the bugs here, but instead of finding for your client, you are finding for public domains there. Okay, which is from HackerOne, Bugcrowd, this kind of steps. Okay, so this is a thing. Hope you guys get it, how to use this Metasploit and why it is easy, right? Instead of downloading any exploit, instead of typing a long commands, we can go in a simple way, right? So this is what I want to tell you about this one, right? Hope you guys enjoy this class. Thank you. Have a nice day. Now let's learn about core concepts. See, modules, separate components that perform one job, such as exploiting a vulnerability, scanning a service, or performing post-exploitation. Now focus on this point, separate components. Now assume that if I want to only see exploits, okay, just let me type here show exploits. Once I type show exploits, we have how many exploits here in Metasploit? 2546 exploits are there. Okay, basically this all are exploits. By using this, we can able to exploit this vulnerability. Okay, let's go back here. It's a little bit confusing. Let me exit here. Okay, let me minimize the screen and let me type msfconsole again. See how many exploits we have. We have 247 exploits. If I go the previous one, it's saying 246 because it's counting from 0. Okay, remember this point. Should I show you? Just wait. See, it's counting from 0. So that's why it's the one value is It's showing here what 256. Okay, all right. Now see, if I want to see only exploits, if I type show exploits, then here you guys can able to see all these exploits. Okay, what is exploits? I'm gonna tell you. Okay, which a piece of code which is will take advantage of that vulnerability, right? Okay, this all are what exploits. If I type here show payloads, you guys will see all the payloads here, which are around 168 payloads. Okay, if I type here show post exploit, if I type post, that's it, show post, then here we have all this post exploitation modules. Okay, after hacking the machine, we need to use this one, this post exploitation modules. Okay, if I type here what we say show encoders which can encode, okay, here we have this all encoders. Okay, so you can use any specific one from here. Okay, and you can exploit those machines, but it's depend upon your target, again I'm saying. So that's why we have the search feature here. Assume that if your target is using Apache, I want to see the exploits, auxiliary modules, or anything related to Apache. Simple, I'm gonna type here search Apache. Here you guys can able to see the results, okay, related to Apache. You can also filter it. Okay, see here we have the exploit multi HTTP Apache API default token RC. This is a remote code execution. Okay, if you want to use it, then you can also use it. You can also see the description here. But this all stuff. Basically, I'm just showing you how we can able to search for any exploit or anything according to its name. Okay, right. Simple. The same for SSH. If I want to search for SSH, then simple, instead of Apache, I'm gonna type SSH there. Search SSH. Now here we have all results related to SSH, right? Okay, let's go back again. Now we learn about modules. We have separate components. Okay, hope you guys see it. Now payloads, the code that runs on a target after an exploit succeed. Okay, payload can be simple shell or advanced interactive agents as well. Now what is a payload? Here we just learn it, the code that runs on a target after an exploit succeeds. Now here, just let's take any example here. Assume that I want to use this exploit. Okay, first what will happen, let me use it. Just let's take any, I'm just taking a random exploits, again I'm saying. Okay, just type here use. The hell, man. Just type here use and paste that thing there. Now you can also use the number as well, or you can also use a complete name as well. Okay, now see, here we have the line no payload configured, defaulting to PHP Meterpreter reverse TCP. Okay, it's defaulting to this payload. You can also change this payload. Okay, first of all, what will happen, let me tell you. Once you choose any exploit, first the exploit look for the vulnerability. If the vulnerability exists, then it's gonna go with the payload. If vulnerability won't exist, then it won't go with a payload. Simple, it will throw that it's not vulnerable, execution failed or something like that. What is a payload? Again, I am saying payload is necessary, okay, to build the connection between you and your target machine. Okay, so this is the payload is the first reason why you are getting a shell access there. Okay, like because of this payload you can able to control the machine there. Okay, remember this point, I'm just explaining you in a very easy way, right? Okay, I'm gonna tell you more about this payloads, don't worry, just keep this in your mind until then, right? Okay, now here Meterpreter, a common interactive payload that provides many built-in capabilities for file access, running commands, and gathering information. Now there are Meterpreter payload is also there. There is a normal payload. There is a Meterpreter payload. In Meterpreter payload, what will happen means you guys will get a complete like a feature. You can able to get the screenshot. You can able to dump everything there. Okay, if you watch our Nmap course, there we covered about this thing, how we can able to change our normal payload to Meterpreter payload, normal shell to Meterpreter. Okay, we covered this all stuffs. It's not that much hard. Okay, again I'm saying, again in the next classes we're gonna cover about this thing, right? Okay, handler or listener. Okay, component that wait for a payload to connect back to the tester so the session can be controlled. Now assume that if you watch our netcat class in the last classes, in our last course we covered about this listeners as well, in our previous pen testing courses as well. Let me tell you here as well. Now see, you just sended the payload to your victim and he just executed it, or assume that the vulnerability exists there and you successfully exploited the vulnerability. Now you need to control that machine, right? So this listener play a very important role. Now payload has been successfully executed. Now payload is looking for the connection now. Okay, this is necessary for what? To build the connection. But to listen for connection, to listen that thing which is coming from our attacker machine, we also need to start a listener here. Okay, so here we use this listener, okay, which is a handler or listener. I'm gonna show you this all stuffs, right? Again, let me tell you, I think I didn't cover this thing. See, what we do first, we generate the payload. Okay, we just send it that payload to your victim. Once the victim executed it, now the connection is coming back to our machine. Now see, if I won't start a listener here, at that time I can't able to control that machine. Okay, the payload has been successfully executed. Okay, the payload, what is a payload? Again I'm saying, this is the thing why we are getting the connection. I told you, right? By using payload we can able to get the connection, but to listen for connection we need a listener. So that's why we use msfconsole multi-handler, okay, or a listener. In our netcat also we have this, right, nc-lvp, and we use the same port which we used during the generation of the payload. Okay, simple, we need to listen on that port. Once we get the connection, at the time what will happen, we can able to control that one. See how the things are working here. With the by missing any of this one step, we can't get the connection. Everything is necessary here. Okay, everything is important. Hope you guys get it. Again I'm saying, if you are not getting this one, at the time we gonna you will see this all stuff practically. Okay, right, let's go back, and there is a database and workspace. Storage that lets tester keep scan results, nodes and session data organized and repeatable. Okay, workspace is nothing but you are creating a workspace for specific task. Okay, how to create it, how to do this all stuff, I'm gonna show you in the next classes. I'm gonna tell you about more about this workspace and why it's necessary. Now see, why Metasploit is useful for penetration testing. See, library of proven code. Many exploits and tools are available and tested by the community, which saves time. Constancy, a common interface and model makes it easier to reuse knowledge across different targets. Speed, attack chains can be assembled quickly, allowing testers to focus on strategy rather than coding. Now what is this coding? Let me tell you in a very simple way. Now sometimes what will happen means you need to modify your payload. At the time the coding is necessary, but there is another case. Now see, you just downloaded the exploit from GitHub or something like that, and you're just using that one. Due to some package issue, you can't able to run it. Okay, at that time this will play a very important role there. Okay, this Metasploit. So that's why this point is has been added here. Now see, post-exploitation tools, built-in capabilities. Let's tester collect evidence, pivot inside a network, and demonstrate impact. We covered how we can able to pivot using Metasploit, but it's not a kind of, what we say, correct way to pivot. Okay, sometimes it's not stable. At the time we need to use Ligolo ng, this kind of tools. Now see, here there is a automation and integration, scripts, saved configurations, and integration with scanners let large or repeated assessment run more smoothly. You can also use a saved configurations as well. You can load that configurations and you can able to use that one. Okay, mostly I won't focus on this thing. Learning and validation. It is useful in labs to learn exploitation techniques, and to validate defenses and detection controls, right? Okay. Now, why it is considered too easy to use? Single interface, okay? A unified framework provides predictable commands and workflow for many tasks. What is a predictable commands here? Simple, it is easy to type, and also once I type something like show, okay, just type sh here and let's type here tab button. It will automatically detecting it. It's predicting the stuffs which you are typing here. If I type here show options, if I type O here and let me type here tab button, then it's predicting it, right? So this is the thing. It's easy to use the command. If I type tab, double tab again, sorry, let me type here, let me clear this, let me type only show here and double tap. Now it's showing all the commands, okay, which are having show in front of that commands. Okay, now see, there is a show all is there, show encoders is there, show exploits are there, show info, show nopes, show payload, show post, this all things. Okay, basically it is easy for us. Okay, assume that if you won't know if you don't know anything about this auxiliary, at the time we have the command for it. Okay, simple, by just typing show, okay, we can able to get it. Okay, there is also auxiliary module there, so this is how you can able to get it. Okay, if you are a beginner, it's very necessary one. Okay, now let's go back here. Now see, search module and documentation. Tester can look up modules and read built-in help to understand what each module does. Okay, if you type help there, you can able to read about it. Okay, and reusable pattern. The same high level steps apply to many different targets, okay, which reduce the learning curve. Community examples. Many learning materials and shared modules usage example help beginners practice safely in lab. Okay, now let's learn about what is difference between msfvenom and msfconsole. In this class, we are learning difference between msfvenom and msfconsole. See, msfvenom, a payload generator. It builds payload files or code snippet that will run on a target. Think of it as a payload production tool. Now assume that if you want to hack any machine, first what we do, we generate the payload. Okay, I'm not talking about the vulnerability, I'm talking about the hacking. If I want to hack any machine, first of all, I'm gonna generate the payload. Okay, I'm gonna send that payload to my victim. Once he executed that payload, you're gonna get a connection through what? Through msfconsole. But we are generating the payload through what? msfvenom. Okay, msfvenom is a payload generation tool. msfconsole is a listening tool. Okay, now see, let's learn about msfvenom. You need to know something about this one. Okay, here it is. See, msfvenom, payload generator and encoder. Now focus on this description. This is an excellent one. Okay, it's a very interesting. See, msfvenom is a combination of msf payload and msf encode. Putting both of these tools into a single framework instance, msfvenom has replaced both msf payload and msf encode as of June 8, 2015. Before June 8, 2015, these both are different. Okay, like it comes under Metasploit only, but if I want to generate any payload, instead of using msfvenom, we use msf payload. Before what? Before June 8, okay, 2015. If I want to encode any payload at a time, I need to use separately this msf encode, right? But right now, what happened after June 8, 2015, what happened? They created the combination framework, okay, which is msfvenom, which can do the multiple steps at the same time. Like you can also generate the payload using msfvenom, and you can also encode the payload using this msfvenom. This is a kind of new version for them. Okay, right. Now here we have payload list, this all options. We no need to focus on it, right? Let's go back and let me show you. Let me open new tab here. If I want to generate a payload, then what I'm gonna type? I'm gonna type msfvenom, okay, -p to mention the payload. If I want to generate the payload for Windows, simple, I'm gonna type something like Windows and just hit tab button there. Now I want to generate the Meterpreter payload here. See, here we have a lot of payloads. If you type MET there and hit double tab, at the time here you will see a lot of payloads. Okay, see, TCP is there, non-X TCP is there, named pipe is there, IPv6 TCP UUID is there. Okay, there are a lot. Okay, which we use mostly. We use reverse TCP. Okay, why we use reverse TCP? We covered this all stuffs in our last courses. Okay, right? So simple. I'm gonna paste it here. Okay, now I also need to mention, just go back here. See, there is a examples also is here. See, for if you want to encode the payload, then we use -e for encode, and you mention this encode. Mostly they use Shikataga 9, which is like won't work right now because this is a 2015. Now we are reaching to 2016. This all stuffs are not working. Okay, why we are using Metasploit? Why we are using Metasploit means, see, it's a outdated steps. Okay, Shikataga 9 is outdated one. Even if you use this encoder, still you can't able to bypass the antiviruses. This is a reality. Okay, why we need to learn it? Because to understand the concept. Okay, this is the thing. If you are working as a pen tester, then you will get it. We won't use msfvenom. Mostly in pen testing, if you are doing vulnerability assessment, this kind of stuff, you won't use msfvenom. msfvenom is a part of ethical hacking. Okay, in a basic ethical hacking, we covered about this msfvenom to generate the payload to hack any Android or Mac OS, this kind of stuff. Okay, again I am saying it comes under payload generation, not for pen testing. In pen testing, we use msfconsole. Why? Because in msfconsole we can able to see the exploits. We use those exploits on the vulnerable version to check it's really vulnerable or not. Okay, we use auxiliary modules. Why we are covering about this msfvenom means we are learning about Metasploit. During this learning process, you also need to learn about msfvenom as well, because to generate the payload and to know why it's necessary and why is not necessary as well. Okay, I just told you, right? This one won't work. Okay, if you are doing a practice labs, like if you are targeting the payload on Windows 7 or something like that, at that time these things will work. Now let me tell you, mostly in internal networks, Windows 7 will work. Okay, like they run some servers in Windows 7. They use outdated machines. At that time you can target that one, but this is also very rare. Okay, sometimes they won't use any antivirus as well. Simple, by using just normal payload you can able to hack them. This is also one thing. Okay, mostly in those organizations which do a lot of marketing kind of stuffs, in their they use a, let me tell you this scenario as well. They use a very great machine. Okay, like they have a lot of RAM, this kind of stuffs, but they run Windows 7, this kind of stuffs on that machine. Why? Because some applications are there, okay, which only support Windows 7. If they run those applications in latest version, at the time the server may get crash. Okay, so, sometimes it won't boot up, sometimes it won't work. So that's why they choose the outdated version. You guys mostly ask, right, why you are covering about the outdated one? Right now people are not using, but in organizations or in small companies, okay, they focus on they run their servers on outdated machines. Okay, hope you guys get it what I'm trying to say here, right? So that's why we also need to run it, learn it. Sometimes it again I'm saying sometimes it will be useful, sometimes it is not useful. Okay, it's not necessary, but still, as a pen tester, as a hacker, you need to learn this outdated stuff as well to understand the concept. Okay, all right. Okay, so here what we need to do, simple, just type here, I just choose this TCP here, and then I need to mention lhost. What is a lhost? Lhost is your local IP. You need to mention your machine IP. In our case, this is Macaulay, right? I'm gonna mention Macaulay IP here. So once the payload has been executed, the connection will come back to my machine. So that's why I'm choosing this one. Okay, now see, just focus on it. Later I'm gonna explain about this all stuffs, right? Just type here lport. Let me use 4455 here. -F for format. I'm generating this payload in exe format. Okay, just hit enter. Okay, sorry man, I need to mention the name as well. Just type here -O for output. Let me name it as a shell.exe. Just hit enter there. You can also generate the payload in Python, in C, this all stuff. Okay, if you type here msfvenom -f, just wait, let me tell you about the formats as well. If you type -f here, then you guys can able to see the formats. Sorry, here I need to mention this. dash dash formats. What happened? List options are there. Just type here dash help. Let's just format. Just go back to manual page here. Here you guys can able to see this command. Help format. This one. Formats, right? Okay. This one. I use format there instead of formats. Still the same thing. Just leave it, okay? I think it's not showing this thing. All right. What I'm saying means we just generated the payload, okay? You can generate the payload in Python, this all stuffs. Just type ls, the payload has been successfully generated. Right? Here is a payload. Now, during generation, which command we use here? We use this command, right? msfvenom -p, and we are using this payload, which is a Meterpreter. Whenever you see the Meterpreter here, that means you are using Meterpreter payload. Can lhost. In lhost, what we did, we mentioned our Kali IP, and the port we use 4455. You can use any port here, but remember, port also play a very important role. You need to use those ports which are kind of legit ports, okay? Like assume that 80 is there, this kind of ports. Now see, after doing that one, after adding this our Kali IP and the port, what we did, we just created in exe format. That means I generated the payload for Windows exe, and I just given -o to give the output. I just saved and given the name as shell.exe. Okay, now shell.exe has been generated. Now the attacker will send this payload to his victim. Then if the victim execute this payload, at that time what will happen? We get a connection. For connection, what we use? We use msfconsole to listen. Right now we successfully generated the payload. Then we use a msfconsole. Let's go back here. The main framework, msfconsole, the main framework interface and optional environment. It's load modules, manage exploits, and act as a listener or handler that interacts with payload when they connect back. Now, once the victim executed, okay, once the victim execute this payload, in this payload, what is there? It's a malicious file which is trying to connect with our machine on this port, okay? So we need to listen on this port, okay? The machine is same, okay? We are running the attacks on our machine only, okay? So we need to focus on the port during listening. Okay, if you are listening for any connection, at that time the port play a very important role. You need to listen on the same port which you used during the generation of that payload. See, during generation, while creating this shell.exe, which port I use? I use 4455. Okay, so simple. Here in the same machine, okay, I need to start this port, which is 4455. Okay, how we can able to start? See, we can also use netcat as well. We can also use msfconsole. If I want to use netcat, simple, I'm gonna type here nc-lvp, and I'm gonna mention 4455 here, hit enter. Okay, now what it's saying. It's saying that listening on 4455. Any means any interface on 4455. Once the victim executed, we get the connection here. Again, I am saying you can also listen through msfconsole, or you can listen through any tool as well. Okay, if you're like any tool means here we are using netcat. Okay, instead of msfconsole, we are using netcat. You can also get the connection through this one as well, but there is a challenging part because you won't get the connection here. Why? See, here we use this Meterpreter. It's only support Metasploit. Okay, it won't connect to it. Okay, if you get the connection, then it's not a proper connection. So that's why we need to use msfconsole. Okay, mostly people, what they do, they generate the payload of Meterpreter and they listen through netcat. At that time the things won't work because you are using Meterpreter here. Okay, if you won't use Meterpreter, if you use a normal shell or something like, instead of Meterpreter you are using shell. if you go up here, I just type show payloads, right? Just wait, let me type here. Shell. Instead of Meterpreter, let me type shell here. See, there are different types of shells out there. Shell revert TCP all ports, shell reverse TCP DNS, shell reverse TCP, a normal one as well. Okay, instead of Meterpreter, we have shell as well. Now, if I generate the payload using this shell, let me generate another payload, shell2.exe. Okay, it's successfully generated the shell2.exe. Now you can start the netcat listener here. Okay, and you can send this payload to your victim. Once you execute it, you will get a connection here on netcat. Okay, because why? We are using shell. That means it can able to that means we can able to interact with any tool there, okay, which having this kind of feature, listening feature. There is a socat is there. You know about socat. In our last classes we covered about socat, ncat. Okay, and ncat is a different tool. Okay, netcat is a different, ncat is different. Okay, you can also listen through the ncat, this all stuffs, right? Hope you guys get it. Again, I am saying msfconsole is for listening, and which contains a lot of features. But in ncat is netcat is also for listening only, but it won't have that much features which having in msfconsole. Again, I am saying, so that's why we use msfconsole, because there we will get a lot of features. You can able to perform the privilege escalation, you can able to dump the password, you can do a lot of stuff in a single clicks. Okay, but when you listen through netcat at a time, what will happen? The things will become a manual. Okay, you need to upload manually, you need to dump everything manually. Again, you need to upload the different binaries to dump the hashes. Okay, this kind of stuffs, right? Hope you guys get it, right? Okay, now let's see. In the next class, we're gonna learn about this all stuffs practically. Let's set up my Windows 7 machine here. Let's start some practical classes. Now here I'm just generating a normal shell payload. Okay, let me type here shell payload. I'm using same IP and the L port is 4455. Hit enter. Now let's generate Meterpreter payload here. Windows, instead of shell, let me add here Meterpreter. Hope you guys get it. Okay, in last classes we covered this thing. Reverse TCP. Let me type here Meterpreter payload. It's little bit. Let me type something like meter payload. Right. If I type ls, two payloads has been generated. One is Meterpreter payload and one is shell payload. Just ignore this two which we created in last classes. Let me delete this one. Just type here rm-rf. Okay, let me this payload and this one. Hit enter. If I type ls, we successfully deleted those two previous payloads. Now let me transfer this payload to my target machine. Let me start my Python HTTP server here. Just type here Python HTTP dot server. Sorry, you need to type here -m. Now the server has been started. Right. What is the IP? 141. So here it is, right? Where is our payloads? Now here is the shell payload and here is our Meterpreter payload. Let me download this both payloads. Okay, see here we successfully downloaded it, right? Let me copy this. Let me paste it here. Let me delete this previous one. If you watch our previous netcat course, we downloaded this all stuff there, right? So let me delete it. Now you guys can able to see only two payloads we have. Okay, let me minimize it. Let's go back here. Now first of all, let's use netcat. Okay, just type here collapse Let me type here nc-lvp. Let me listen on the same port. Remember, you need to listen on the same port which where you generated, we just generated the payload here, right? During this generation process, we use this payload, this port, okay, which is 4455. The same port you need to use here. Just use here 4455. Let me hit enter. Now see. Now let's execute Meterpreter payload. Which payload? Again, I am saying which payload we are executing. There are two different types of payloads out there. One is shell payload, okay. One is Meterpreter payload. If you are generating Meterpreter payload here, at that time you need to listen through msfconsole, okay. Remember this point. Now, so that's why to show you guys this how it's happened, I'm just doing this thing, okay. See here right now, what I am doing, I'm listening through netcat and I'm executing Meterpreter payload here. This Meterpreter payload, okay. Just double click it. Let me run it. If I go back here, see I got the connection, but this connection is not stable. If I hit enter, if I type ls here, see the connection is what? It's not stable. See, it's successfully connected, but it's not stable. I can't able to control it. This is a Windows machine, right? I can't able to execute dir this Windows commands, okay. Remember this point. Again, I am saying this is very important to understand, okay. If you are generating Meterpreter payload, at that time you need to use msfconsole for listening. If you are generating shell payload, then you can use either Meterpreter, msfconsole or netcat or any socat or any listening binaries, okay. You can use any, it doesn't matter. Let me close it. Let me clear it. Let me start again. Now let me execute this shell payload.exe. Double click it and run it. If I go back here, see the same thing, but if I hit enter, what happened again? Maybe there is a issue here. Now let's do one thing. Hope you guys get it, okay, what I'm trying to say here. Now let's use msfconsole instead of this, okay. Instead of netcat, let's use msfconsole. Again, I'm saying what is msfconsole here? Just see. msfconsole, the main framework interface and optional environment. Its load module manage exploits and act as a listener or handler that interact with payload when they connect back. Right. Now just first how to use it. If you are using msfconsole for listening, then you need to type here use exploit /multi /handler, right? Okay, now you need to type set payload. Which payload you use, just go back in the generation terminal. Which payload we used? We use Windows Meterpreter reverse_tcp. Let me copy it and let me paste it here, right? Okay, now let's set lhost. I need to set lhost here. What is the IP which we use during this generation? This IP, right? Just our system IP in a simple words. Just copy this IP and let me paste it here. Okay, now set L port. Which port we used during this generation? We use this 4455 port. Just type here 4455. Hit enter now. Now it's simple, just type exploit. Okay, just wait. Hit enter. Now see, if I go back to my Windows machine and if I execute this Meterpreter payload, let me run it. Here you will get a connection. See, sending stage. Once you see this line, that means you got the connection here. Okay, if I hit enter, there is some issue here. Yeah, Meterpreter session open, right? If I type here help, you guys can able to see all the stuffs, okay. By using this we can able to do a if I type here get system, then it gonna attempt to elevate your privilege to that local system, okay. Hash dump. By using this you guys can able to dump the hashes, right? In Meterpreter, what happening here, we are getting a complete complete access here. We can able to do the stuffs in a very easy way. See, we can able to read anything using cat. Now see, once I get the Meterpreter shell, from here only you guys can able to access the system files. Okay, see the exact system files are there. Now if I type cd, okay, if I type ls again, now see those all files we can able to access, and we can able to navigate to these files, and we can able to upload, download anything. Right? So this is the thing. And if you want to interact to cmd of that machine, sorry, cmd of this Windows machine, then you just need to type shell here. Once you hit shell, now see you guys can able to interact the system cmd. If I type exit, then we successfully exited from the shell. Right, hope you guys get it. Now let me do one thing. Let me exit from here. Okay, now instead of using Meterpreter, what I'm gonna do means I'm gonna use this one. Okay, like let's exit completely from Meterpreter. Okay, this Metasploit. Let me run again. Right, now here what I'm gonna do, same, use exploit / multi / handler. You need to use it. Now see, now remember in the last one we use what? We use Meterpreter payload. Now let's use set payload. Let's use the same payload, okay, which we used during this shell generation. Okay, this one, shell reverts TCP, hit enter. Okay, once you set this thing, the same command, okay, set what we say, set lhost your Kali IP and the same port which we used there, 4455. What we did here means we just simple change the payload. Okay, now see what will happen. Just type here exploit. Now let me double click on this shell payload. Okay, now see how it's look like. See, I got the shell. Now you won't see Meterpreter there. Simple, direct. What you got a command. See the command access. You are not getting a Meterpreter. Why? Because your payload is not Meterpreter payload. Once you get Meterpreter payload, then what will happen? Then only you guys can able to do this thing. Right? Okay. So hope you guys get it. What is the difference between Meterpreter and this all stuffs? Why Meterpreter play a very important role? Right? Okay. Now, and one another thing I just told you, right? First of all, the payload will get executed in machine. After payload execution, what will happen is now this machine will connect back to our Kali machine. I just showed you this thing, right? First of all, it will look for the vulnerability, then it gonna inject the payload. After injecting the payload, the connection will come back to our Kali, because there we used our Kali IP and our listening port. Now assume that if you're not listening on that port, then what will happen? See here, let me use the different port here, such as 4466. Okay, see, I'm using exactly the same steps here. Okay, if I type here show options, you guys can able to see what I'm using here. I'm using my Kali IP and the same L port. Okay, the same payload as well. Windows shell reverts TCP. Now if I type here exploit, now what will happen? See, if I double click it, now you won't get the connection here. Because why? What happening here means the machine, this our target machine is looking for which port? 4455. In our Kali machine, we are not listening on 4455, so that's why we are not getting the connection there. Okay, if we change this port to 4455, at that time only we can able to listen for connection. Now let me do one thing. If I open another terminal here and if I listen on by using netcat, if I listen using listen on 4455, now see what will happen. Double click it, run it now. If I go back, see here I got the connection, because during the payload generation we used a 4455 port there. See, I think in netcat we have a kind of problem. I need to check this. Right, just ignore it. I just want to show you this thing, how it's work. Right, so port listening on that port is very necessary. If you are just assume that in typing mistake, okay, instead of 4455 you just type here 445, still you can't get the connection. This is the thing which you need to remember. Hope you guys understand the concept here. how listening works, right? Now in the next classes, I'm gonna show you about the search operators as well. See here, if I type here show payloads, we have a lot of payloads here. Okay, if I want to use a specific payload, how I need to search for it? Okay, and also there are a lot of exploits out there. Just type here exploit, show exploits. Now there are a lot of exploits out there. How to use the search operator to look for anything? Okay, assume that if you are looking for SSH at the time, how we can able to look only those exploits which are related to SSH. And now see, if I type here show payloads CV, let me type here CV, sorry, let me search. Now here we have a lot of CVs. Okay, how we can able to filter this CVs yearly? Now I want to only look for those CVs which are having 2022, 2023, something like that. At the time, how I can able to do it? I'm gonna show you this all shifts. Once you cover those, once you watch that class, at the time it will be very easier for you to understand about this search operators. Okay, it will play very important role, and you can get anything. Okay, if you're target, again I'm saying, if you're targeting any service, if you're targeting any port, that time this search operator play a very important role there, okay, to filter out the necessary stuffs. I hope you guys enjoyed this class. Thank you. Have a nice day. In this class we are learning how we can able to search according to our needs. Okay, like assume that if I want to search any exploit for Windows platform, okay, how to search for it? See, if I search for SSH, now we have SSH for it's a post-exploitation module. In post-exploitation module we have Windows. Okay, right, it's for Windows in a simple words. Now you can also see for Linux as well. Okay, like here we have for multiple platforms. Now I want to only look for Windows platform. Okay, Windows based machines. At the time what I'm gonna do means I'm gonna use these operators such as, see, search here. I'm gonna add platform. I'm looking for Windows here, right? And name, in name field you need to add your keyword which you are looking for. Right now I'm looking for SSH. Hit enter. Now see the results. It's excellent, right? Now it's only showing for Windows based platforms. Okay, for Windows based machines. See, Windows. Right now I have something, it's saying 13, but it's not 13. Okay, because this is also showing the description of this exploit. Okay, see here the icon, it's around 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 exploits we got. Okay, not exploits, the modules. Okay, here I also got the post exploitation module exploit as well. Okay, post exploit. What is this? I'm gonna tell you. Okay, but the thing is I want to only look for the exploit. Okay, not for post. I want to remove this post. I am just looking for exploits. Okay, so at that time what I'm gonna do means just execute the same command, search platform Windows. Now I'm looking for what? Exploit. Just type here this operator, type, okay, colon, then just type here exploit. Now see what will happen. You guys will see only exploits here. Exploit. Okay, exploit. Basically you are filtering the steps. Now see, let me execute the same command. Let me type here name and let me look for only SSH. If I hit enter, here we can able to see the exploits related to SSH for Windows based machine. Now if I remove this and if I add, instead of Windows, if I add Linux or Unix, anything, just type here Linux. Now here I can only see the Linux based exploits related to what? SSH. Okay, because why we are going with SSH? Because see here we are looking for SSH. Now if you are looking for Apache, then simple execute Apache here. Just type Apache here. Now see here we can able to see the results related to Apache. Okay, for Linux based machines, and also it's work with Windows as well. But here we are filtering with the with Linux based machines. Okay, now it's one of the excellent techniques, right? Now same for payloads as well. Now if you are only looking for payload, now instead of exploit, what if I type for payload? Now what will happen? It will only show you the payloads. Okay, if I type here payloads, then there is a no payload with name Apache. Okay, because there is in payloads also, whenever you type show payloads, you won't see anything related to Apache. Let me remove this thing and let me hit enter. Platform no results. What the hell? Type. Let me search for, sorry, let me search for Unix here. Let me type Windows payload. Yeah, sorry, here I need to remove this yes from there. Okay, sorry for that. Let me type here Linux. See the small mistakes. Okay, the small mistakes can make a huge changes, right? Hit enter. Now here I can able to see only Linux based payloads. Okay, these are the payloads. Now if I want to only look for the TCP payload, just type here name and add TCP, then it will show you only the TCP based payloads. Okay, if you are looking for bind shells or Meterpreter, then it will only show you the Meterpreter based payloads. Okay, now the another thing is, see here, let me do one thing. Let me change this platform Linux to Android. Now you will see only Android related payloads. Now here we have Android payloads such as Meterpreter, reverse HTTPS, TCP, HTTP, HTTPS, TCP. Okay, you can also use this one. Now let's search for platform Android, and let me type here instead of payload exploits. Let me see how many exploits are there for Android. Okay, let me remove this name. Now hit enter. Now here this many exploits are there for Android. See, Android file format Adobe Reader is there. Okay, and exploit multi-local all winner backdoor is there. There is a, basically these are the payloads. Sorry, these are the exploits which can target Android. Okay, hope you guys get it how to use this one. Now if you are looking for any auxiliary modules, now if instead of type, if I type here post, then you guys will see only the post exploitation modules here. Let me type here Windows. Now here see, there are a lot of post exploitation modules out there. I'm gonna show you how to use this all stuffs, right? So this is how we can able to search for it. And also instead of type, what if I type auxiliary? See, these are the auxiliary. What is auxiliary? Again, I am saying it's for scanning to check the vulnerability exists or not. Okay, and also auxiliary modules comes under brute force attacks as well. In auxiliary module, you guys will see brute force attacks as well. Like by using this auxiliary, you can able to perform what? Brute force attacks and scannings, and you can able to check for the vulnerability is existing or not. Okay, this all stuffs. This all part comes under what? Auxiliary module only. Okay, see, auxiliary scanner is there, auxiliary DOS is there, auxiliary gather is there, which can able to gather the information. And here you will see something. No, let me show you. Let me search for Eternal Blue. Now here you will see one auxiliary module, okay, related to Eternal Blue, which only check for the vulnerability. It won't exploit it. Simply it's gonna check for you the vulnerability exists or not. Here it is, SMB command, this one. Okay, use 24. Let me use this one, use 24. Now you will get it what I am trying to say about auxiliary. It will only check, okay, it won't exploit. Again I am saying. Now if I type here show options, now here what I need to do means I just need to add my R host here. Okay, what is my Windows R host? Let's go back here. Let me open CMD. Let me type here IP config. What is the IP here? 137. 192.168.112.137. Sorry, I think 122, right? Let me check again. 112, sorry. Here. Now if I exploit it, sorry, set, I need to type set r host, copy the IP here and paste it. Now exploit it. Now see what will happen. Now see, it's saying what? First of all, it's scanning, okay? Host is likely vulnerable to MS-17. Windows 7 Home Basics 7601 Service Pack 1x64. Okay, now simple. Again, I am saying what it's doing. It's only checking for vulnerabilities. See, I didn't get any host here. Okay, sorry, I didn't get any shell here. Simple, what it's doing, it's just checking for the vulnerability. You're just confirming that, okay, it's vulnerable or not. Okay, if it's vulnerable, then you need to mention this in your report. Okay, like this host is vulnerable, we didn't exploited it. Okay, like that. So you need to take the screenshot of this one and you need to add it in a report. Okay, so what we say as a POC, right? Now if I want to look for CV, let me show you. I didn't cover this thing, right? Okay, let me exit from here. If I type back now, if I type exit, then again I need to type msfconsole there. Okay, just type back there. Okay? Then clear it. Now let me search for CV. Now I want to only look those CVs which are 2024 one. Okay, simple. See, just type here CV and just type here 2024. Then you will see all those CVs which having 2024 date. See, right? See here, you need to focus on here. Okay, it's also showing 2025 here, but if you focus on this, what we say here, just see the mouse pointer. See, CV 2024. So this is how you can able to filter out the CVs as well according to year. Right now, if I want to look for CV 2022, then you will only see those which are exposed in 2022. Okay, if I want to look for 2025, now there is not. Yeah, is there? Yeah, is there related to 2025? Yeah, SCADA is there. Where it is SCADA? I use this one. Yeah, this one, it's working still. Okay, admin SCADA, by using this you can able to perform the enumeration. And also recently I just tested this one as well. Just wait, let me show you. Where is Pandora? Yeah, this one, right? I recently tested this one as well, right? So again, I am saying the main aim of this course is to show you how to use it. See how many CVs we have. If you look for show CV is, sorry, I can't able to look for it, filter it. Just type here search CVE. Now see how many CVs are there. There are a lot. Okay, so that's why we need to filter it. Now if I want to filter the CVs for platforms, okay, if I type here platform, and if I want to look for Windows, then there are only those CVs which are for Windows, which released in 2025. Okay, now if I want to look for Linux instead of Windows, I'm gonna type Linux, and I want to look for the CVs which are released in 2024. Then hit enter. Now here you guys can able to see those CVs which are for Linux, okay, which is released in 2024. So this is how we can able to filter this all stuff. Okay, again I am saying, see, platform is for what? Here we are using platform, right? What is a platform? Platform is a system. Okay, you are mentioning a system here. like Windows platform, Linux platform, Android platform. What in front of this platform, what we are mentioning here? We are mentioning the system names, okay? Systems. Here we are adding Linux here, operating system names, okay? If I want to look for Windows, then I need to type Windows there. If you're looking for Android, then you need to type Android there. If you are looking for Apple, then you need to type Apple there. Okay, so this is the thing. Is there anything related to Apple? Okay, sorry. So then, yeah, here I got, see, the exploit is released for iOS, right? See, it's not for iOS, I think. Fortinet. Basically, it's a authentication bypass. So this is how you can look for it, okay? So that's it, guys. Hope you guys get this class right. Thank you. Have a nice day. In this class, we are learning about what an exploit is. See, an exploit is a code or steps that take advantage of a vulnerability in software, hardware, or configuration. So you can run arbitrary code or commands on a target. What is a arbitrary code here? That means a malicious code. The code which can execute that system. See, arbitrary code or commands on a target. Exploit often target a bug in a service, a flawed input validation, a misconfiguration, or a logic error, right? So this is known as what? This is a exploit. Basically, exploit is nothing but taking advantage of any bug or any misconfiguration, right? Okay. Now exploit anatomy. See, target information. Which software and version the exploit affects. Now assume that if you perform a Nmap scanning on one IP and there you just saw an Apache vulnerability, Apache version there, okay, which is outdated. Now what you're gonna do? You're gonna do some research and you're gonna find the exploit for it, and by using that exploit, you just exploited that outdated version, right? The same thing. First of all, you need to know the version of that software. Now see, vulnerability vector, how the exploit reaches the vulnerable code, network request or file upload or local actions. Payload delivery. The exploit delivers a payload. This is what I am saying in the last class. First of all, it's gonna check for the vulnerability, then it's gonna tell you that it's vulnerable, then it's gonna start exploiting using the payload. The exploit delivers the payload, which is, see here, the exploit delivers a payload after triggering the vulnerability. First of all, it will check for the vulnerability, then it's gonna deliver the payload there. Okay, now reliability and constraints. Exploits may require specific condition or particular option to work, right? Now example in a simple term, a web app uses an old plugin that has a remote code execution bug. When a special request is sent, the exploit knows how to craft that request so the plugin execute the attacker supplied code. Okay, once the code runs, the exploit try to deliver a payload such as a reverse shell, right? Now see, how to run a exploit. Now simple, here we are using a basic search operator. In msfconsole, we are executing search. We are looking for the exploit. Type is exploit here and name is WordPress. Now let's go back to our attacker machine. Now if I type here again, okay, in the last classes also I just executed this command. Let me type again, show exploits. Now here you guys can able to see all these exploits. Okay, now let me search for type exploit and let me look for WordPress. Now here you guys can able to see almost 86 exploits for WordPress. Okay, not 86. Here it's also taking this what we say description as well. So here we can able to see the exploits related to WordPress, which can see here it's targeting WP Rail element add-on RC. That means you will get a remote code execution here. Now it's targeting WP show triggers authentication bypass, and here see WP response terminal slider upload is there. It's targeting what? WP responsive, this thing. See here, WordPress responsive thumbnail slider. Basically, these are plugins in WordPress. Now there is a Foxy Press is there. If anyone using Foxy Press, here we can able to take advantage of it. Photo gallery. Okay, now you need to see the year as well. Now see, in 2024 we have something like WP hash form RC is there. There is a lot. Okay, here we can able to target this. If your target is vulnerable with this versions, you can able to use this exploits to get the reverse connection. Basically, exploit means getting a reversal only. Okay, that means you are controlling that machine. It's gonna upload the arbitrary code there. Okay, and you will get a connection through netcat, through msfconsole, a multi-handler, right? Okay, now let's go back here. See, once we use the exploit, now in the last classes we use the MS17, so that's why we are taking the same example here, right? Now in a simple words, here we just use this vulnerability, this what we say, man, this exploit, by just using use exploit SMB MS17. Just let me show you. Let me search for MS17. Okay. Now here we have the eternal blue MS17. Let me use this one. Use 0. I am specifying the name there instead of full name. Okay, now it's successfully set up. Now what I need to do, just type here show options. What I need to mention there, I need to mention my target IP, the R host. Okay, just type here set R host. Let me add my target IP 192.168.112.137. I think. Let's go back and let me check. IP config 112.137. I just restarted the machine. Okay, so that's why I need to check that one. Now simple exploited. Just type here exploit, or you can also type run here. Once you type run, see what happening here. Success. This machine is vulnerable. See, in the last classes also, when we perform the scanning there, I want to check that it's really vulnerable or not. At the time I use a different module, auxiliary module, to look for this MS. Which one I use? Let me show you here only. See this one, where it is, this one. Okay, in the last classes I use this one to check its RC is there or not. Okay, it's for what? SMB RC detection. If it's vulnerable, then we're gonna exploit it. See, the machine is vulnerable, so that's why we got the Meterpreter connection here. See, first of all, what this exploit is doing means it's using, see here also it's using the auxiliary module, okay, to check. It's not directly exploiting that one by using this what we say, this exploit. Okay, no, see, it's saying that using auxiliary scanner SMB, which we used in the last class. Again, I'm saying, okay, then after checking using this module, it's saying that host is likely vulnerable. Then it's gonna use the exploit. Okay, after using the exploit, we got what? Connection here. If I type here if IP config, I can execute IP config here. Yeah, once I executed IP config here, I can able to see my target IP. I can able to control it now. Okay, now let me exit from here. So I successfully showed you how we can able to use these things, right? Take advantage of this commands. Now let's go back. Now see, if successful, you got a session, and then you need to move to post-exploitation task. The next classes, from here only we're gonna start the post-exploitation by taking this example, this eternal blue vulnerability example. Okay, now instead of eternal blue, let's go with a normal shell. Okay, because whenever you get the access through SMB, at that time you are a local administrator there. Okay, so that's why I want to show you the privilege escalation as well, how we can able to use the auxiliary model to detect the privilege escalation vulnerabilities there, right? So that's why we're gonna take another scenario. Okay, that's it. So this is a exploit. Hope you guys can get it. Okay, exploit is a nothing but it's a code, okay, which take advantage of that vulnerability to get you the connection. Okay, basically exploit executes the payload there. Remember this thing. What is a payload? We're gonna see this thing as well. What is a payload? See, a payload is a code that runs on the target after an exploit succeed. Payload determine what control you get and how you interact with the compromised host. Metasploit payloads range from simple command shell to full-featured agents like Meterpreter, which we covered in the last classes. So I just told you two different types of payload. Okay, we also generated them, those payloads as well. We created shell payload, normal shell payload, and Meterpreter payload as well. Now you will get it. Okay, what is that Meterpreter payload? See, payload categories or categories and examples. There is a stagers and stages. What is this? See, stagers are small payloads that set up a connection and download a large stage. Okay, example, here we have reverse underscore TCP. This is a stager. Okay, why we it's a to download the large files. Now assume that if you use UDP, at the time what will happen, you won't get you can't download or upload the files properly there. Okay, so that's why we use the TCP there, right? Now stages, let me tell you again. Okay, see, here in stagers, what we do means we use the TCP, mostly TCP, okay, reverse and TCP bind. And if you are targeting web protocols, then you will use HTTP, HTTPS, because this TCP protocol is stable. If you know about TCP and UDP, then you will get that whenever we try to upload any file, whenever we download any file from our target, then TCP play a very important role there. Okay, again I am saying, if you use a UDP protocol, then you can't upload or download the large files in the network. Okay, so that's why what is this? This is a stagers. Okay, now stages is there. What is a stages? Stages are the larger agents such as Meterpreter. Now Meterpreter comes under what? Stages. Okay, basically in stages what will happen, you will get a lot of features. Okay, like you can able to execute a lot of commands there, right? Okay, now bind shell payloads are there. The target listen on a port and you connect to it. This can fail with firewalls. If you watch our last course in Netcat course, we covered about this thing. See, reverse shell payloads are there. See here, this is a thing. The target connect back to you. Mostly like 99% we use reverse shell. Okay, the target connects back to you. See, here also we just saw there. Okay, once we executed the payload in our Windows 7, the Windows 7 machine is connecting back to our Kali. Okay, this is what is that? That's a reverse connection. Okay, this often bypass outbound firewall rules and is common. Now inline payloads are there. Small payloads that executes immediately and do not create persistence session. What is this? This is a inline payload. Simple one-time click and it won't create any persistence. Now let's take an example of stealers. If you know stealers, then stealers are just simple payloads. What they do means, the simple, once a victim executed, within few seconds it steal your cookies, your browser history, this all stuffs, and it will send it to the attacker. Now it won't work. Okay, again the victim need to double click it. Okay, there are a lot of banking botnets out there which acts like that. Okay, now there is a Meterpreter. This is a staged, see here we got it. Okay, a staged in-memory agent with many built-in commands. I just told you, right? We in staged you will get a lot of features there. Okay, built-in commands for file access, process manipulation, network sniffing, pivoting, and more. Okay, whenever you create any payload, what we say, using Empire or any other C2 framework, at the time mostly those payloads also comes under staged. Okay, all right. Choosing a payload, use Meterpreter for interactive test, and when you need many post-exploitation features. Now this is a Metasploit course. Okay, so that's why we need to go with msfconsole only. Okay, I want to show you this post-exploitation modules, this all stuff. Once I show you these things, then it will be very easier for you. Okay, Now see, use a simple shell or minimal for minimal task or when Meterpreter is not available. Now assume that mostly you can't use Meterpreter shell. At a time, what we do, we create a normal shell there, okay, and we use that one. Again, I am saying you can also change the normal shell to Meterpreter shell as well. Okay, it's a basic thing. I'm gonna show you. Okay, don't worry. How we can able to change this normal shell to Meterpreter shell. See, consider architecture. Okay, x64 versus 86 versus 64, and platforms like Windows, Linux, Android. Consider detection and defensive control. Some payloads are easier for defenders to detect. Okay. I just showed you this thing, right? If I go back here, if I type payloads, if I type here show payloads, you will see a lot of payloads there. Say like 74 payloads are there. Now, if I search for platform, if I use platform colon, and here I'm gonna look for Android. Now I can only see those payloads, Android payloads. Okay. Now if I'm gonna go with Windows, then I can only see Windows based payloads here. Okay. Now if I want to look for Unix based payloads are there. Yeah. So this is the thing. So this is how we can able to use this one, this payloads. Hope you guys get it. What payload means, right? There are different types of payloads, but you no need to worry about it. Basically, payload is nothing but it's a malicious file or malicious executable. You can also say that. The next classes we're gonna cover about auxiliary modules, and we're gonna see this all stuffs practically, right? How we can able to use this auxiliary scanners, this all stuffs, right? Hope you guys enjoy this class. Thank you. Have a nice day. Now let's learn about what is auxiliary modules. So auxiliary modules are Metasploit modules that perform useful tasks but are not designed to deliver a payload. Now you need to remember this point, right? That gives you a remote shell. Think of them as tools inside the toolbox for scanning, fuzzing, brute forcing, information gathering, and other support actions. They help you find weaknesses, collect data, and prepare the ground before you try and exploit. As I told you in the last classes as well, auxiliary modules are for scanning, okay, to gather information about your target. If you want to perform the user enumeration, then we have an auxiliary module for it. Let me show you. If I search for FTP, right, let me type here, just type, and let me look for auxiliary modules or auxiliary modules. Yeah, right. Okay, now here we have a lot of modules. Okay, a lot of tools are there to conduct a specific task. Okay, if I want to look for is there anonymous login is there or not, I can direct use this one. Okay, to check this, we need to start our Metasploitable 2. Let's go back. Let me start it. Now here is our Metasploitable machine. What is the IP of our Metasploitable machine? 192.168.112.133. Right. Let's go back here. Let me use this. Right. This tool, which is auxiliary scanner FTP anonymous. It's gonna detect the, see here, anonymous FTP detection. Let me use this one. You can also copy the full name or simple the number. Let me type here use 0 instead of copying the full name. And let me type use 0. Okay. Now just type here show options. Right. Here you can able to see, first of all, I need to set my R host, which is our target machine. Sorry guys. Let me copy this and let me type here set R host, and let me type my Kali Metasploitable 2 IP address 112.133. Right. Okay. Now if I exploit this, then what will happen? See, it's saying that anonymous read is there. Okay, that means the anonymous login is enabled. And here you can also see the version of that FTP. Okay, now let's perform, let's use another one. There is a capture auxiliary server capture FTP is there. It's gonna perform the authentication capture. Is there anything? Now see here there is a auxiliary scanner FTP version. It's gonna detect for FTP versions here. Okay, let me use this one. Use 17. Now just type here show options. Here you guys need to do what? Same thing. Set R host. Just type here run. Now it see it successfully detected the version of this FTP. Okay, it's here also I can able to see, but what I am saying means it is useful to detect the steps. Auxiliary module scans for things. Okay, now if I want to perform a brute force attack, then here we have something like FTP login with the name of FTP login. Let me show you. See here FTP login. If you see SSH login, FTP login, something like that, if you are looking for SSH, then focus on, if you want to perform brute force attack using Metasploit modules, at a time just focus on logins. Okay, now let me show you another scenario. If I click back here, let me search for SSH. Okay, now here I can able to see SSH login. See the exact same thing, right? SSH login. Now these things will be useful for what? To perform brute force attacks. Now let's see, is there anything related to SSH which I can able to show you? See, it's also perform the version detection. User enumeration is there. You can able to get the you can able to perform user enumeration. Let me copy this one, this module which is scanner SSH user enum. Okay, see here just focus on the description here. It's gonna perform SSH user enumeration. That means by using this module I can able to enumerate the users there. Okay, let me show you. Just type here use, what is the number, 19. See, it's using this one. Okay, just type here show options. Now what I need to type, I need to set the R host here. Right here I need to set up no need to provide the username and the user file, because the requirements is no here. Remember, you can't depend upon this no. Even if it's saying no, still you need to select it. Okay, you need to select your file. Let me exploit it. Simple, I don't want to set up any file here. Exploited. See, it's saying that please populate DB all users, user files, username. That means here I need to set up the username. Okay, and file containing username per line, single username to test username spray. Yeah, here I need to mention the list. Okay, username list by using rocq.txt, by using rocq or seclist is there. You need to add your list here. You need to mention the complete path. Let me see, is there seclist is there or not? Here you guys will see word list. Here is a word list. Now let me use rocq. Okay, let me copy it. Let me paste it on my desktop. And let me extract it. Now what I need to do is, see, after extracting this rocq, how to set up the user file here? See, simple, just type here set the exact same name, set user file. Okay, and drag and drop the location there. Just drag and drop the file here like this. See, we successfully did what? We successfully drag and drop the location. What we did here, let me exploit again. Now once I click on exploit, it started. Okay, checking for false positive using malformed packet techniques. Now it's starting scanning there, so it will take some time. You need to wait. Okay, now let's focus on this point. Key points about auxiliary modules. They do not create interactive session like Meterpreter. They are reusable and configurable. They can run against one host or many hosts. Many are safe to run in a lab, some are noisy and disrupt services. Always check scope and impact. Common auxiliary module types and simple examples. See here for port scanners, we have this auxiliary module with the name of port scan. See port scanner and service scanners. For this we have what we say port scan. Let me show you. Just go back. Let me stop this one. Let me clear it. Let me search for port scan. Now here we have a port scan. If you watch our previous Nmap course, there we covered about the SYN, hack, Xmas scan, this all stuffs, right? So let's use SYN scan here. Use SYN scan. By using this, what you can able to do? You can able to perform open port discovery. Okay, you can see open ports there. Simple, same by using Nmap we can able to see open ports, right? Simple like that only. By using Metasploit modules also you can able to do that one, but it's not necessary because in Metasploit also we have Nmap db_nmap, which we're gonna cover in the next classes, right? First of all, let's focus on this auxiliary modules, about this post-exploitation modules, this all stuff. Then we're gonna go for it. Okay, now let me type here show advanced. Once you click on show advanced, here you can able to see more advanced options. Okay, if you want to see the verbosity, then you can mention this one to true. Then you can able to see the output there. There is a workspace. If you create workspace, then you can also mention the workspace name there. Okay, now there is also what is a workspace. Don't worry, I'm gonna show you about that one as well, how to create workspace and how it's necessary for us. Right now, if I type show info here, you guys can able to read the description of this one. If I type show info, see name TCP SYN port scan module is this and provided by this user, right? And the description, just see the description here. Enumerate, you open TCP services using a raw SYN scan. Okay, now let's start this one. Just type here show options. Now I need to set up our host here. Just maybe I have our host. Yeah, here it is. Let me exploit. Now it's gonna discover for open ports. What it's saying? It is 0. You don't have permission to capture on this device, because I need to run this Metasploit as a what? As a sudo. Then only I can able to run it. Now remember, whenever you see this error, something like this, okay, like see you don't have permission or something like that. Now see how we can able to fix it. Let me first of all exit it. Okay, now let me clear this one and let me start using sudo msfconsole. Hit enter. Just type password here. Now let's use that one. What is port scan, right? Just search for port scan okay, let me use this one. Use 6. Okay, now just type here show options. Now just copy it, set our host. Let me type my my metasploitable IP address here, 112.1 132 or 133. I think 133, right? hit enter. Yeah, 1133. Now see, here you can able to see the port range. Now it's scanning for 1 to 10,000 ports. There are 65,535 ports out there. Okay, I think so. Simple, you need to scan for all ports, then you need to mention 65,535 there. Okay, so instead of mentioning it, let me scan only for 1000 ports here. Okay, right, just type here exploit or run. Instead of typing exploit, let me type here run. Now it's gonna perform scanning. Now see, it's not giving the issue there, it's not giving any kind of permission error, denied or something like that. See, it's saying that TCP open. Now it's successfully scanning for it. So this is a role of sudo. Sudo play a very important role here. But again, I am saying it's not necessary to perform scanning using Metasploit. See, service enumeration. You can also perform service enumeration using this auxiliary modules. You can also perform credential brute force and authentication check as well. Here we just mention it. And vulnerability scanning example, you can able to scan for vulnerabilities as well. And exploit sorry guys, exploit helpers and fuzzers. By using this, you can able to fuzz as well, because see, for fuzzing I won't use Metasploit. Okay, Metasploit is only for exploitation purpose and to use exploits in a easy way. File and data collector example, by using SMB enumeration, you guys can able to list users via SMB. Now this is how you can able to use it. Here we just take in the WordPress example. See, when to use auxiliary modules. See, during reconnaissance and discovery phase, to validate whether a service is running and which version, to harvest host name, user list, banner and weak credentials, to prepare for exploitation by identifying right exploit and payload. Right, hope you guys get it. Now in the next classes we're gonna learn about what is post-exploitation. Now let's learn about what is post-exploitation. If we go back to our Metasploit here, let me type back, let me clear it. If I search for, if I type here show post, then you guys can able to see all post-exploitation modules. Here you can able to see post, that means post-exploitation after hacking the machine. Now see the definition here. See, post-exploitation is everything you do on a target after you have gained code execution. Remember, okay, or an interactive session. The goal is to learn impact, escalate privileges, move laterally, okay, collect evidence and maintain access if the engagement requires it. Post-exploitation is not one action, it's a collection of tasks that help you demonstrate what an attacker could accomplish and to gather data for reporting. After, see, challenging step is not gaining access. Okay, after gaining access, what you will do there? Okay, what you need to do, simple, what attackers do, just keep this point. See, if I want to hack any website, what is the aim to hack that website? Right, I just want to download the user's data. Simple, after hacking the machine, I need to perform the privilege escalation, I need to perform the user dumping there, finding sensitive credentials, this kind of stuffs I need to do. Basically this all stuff comes under what? Post-exploitation only. See, if I want to dump any hashes in from my target, then what I need to do? Let's take one example. In our last course and netcat course, what we did, if I want to dump hashes, we use a pwdump there. Okay, simple, those all steps, okay, comes under post-exploitation. Here also, instead of downloading the pwdump, we have the post-exploitation modules which can able to do this kind of stuff without uploading these things. Okay, like we no need to upload this kind of stuffs manually there. Automatically the Metasploit can able to do those all stuffs because we have a complete modules here. Okay, don't worry if you're not getting it, let me show you. If you watch our previous course, then you will get it, or else just watch it. Okay, just let me tell you. See, common post-exploitation goals are confirm access and collect system information, escalate privileges to a more powerful account, which is what? Privilege escalation. Okay, persistence access so you can return later if only if authorized. Harvest credentials and secrets. Okay, move laterally to another system on the network. Okay, clean up traces when finished. Now we have a lot of post exploitation modules in Metasploit. Let me use one of those, right? In our last courses, what we did, we created one payload here. And we just send this to our target machine. Now let's use this payloads to perform post exploitation. First of all, let's just clear it. Let me listen for the connection. Use exploit /multi/handler. Let me clear it. Now let me type here set payload. We use Windows /reverse Windows Meterpreter /reverse _ TCP. We use this one, right? Okay. Now let me type here set lhost. We need to mention our Kali IP. This is my Kali IP. Let me paste it here. Now let me type here set lport. We use 4455, right? Hit enter and click on exploit. Okay. Let's go back here. Let me execute this. Run. Now I got session. Okay, after getting session, just type here sysinfo. I can sysinfo. Now I can able to see my target machine details. If I type here help, now you guys can able to see there is a lot of commands out there. If I want to dump hashes, then I can also dump the hashes. If I want to start keys, if I want to capture the keys, then I can also capture it. Okay, see, let me show you. If I type here key scan start, now what will happen means the victim just type anything here in their like in logins or something like that. The attacker can able to capture it. Okay, how the attacker can able to see? Simple. There is a key scan dump. First of all, you need to start key scan. Then you need to, if you want to dump, then click on dump. See the things which I just typed here. You can able to see it now, right? Right. Okay, let me stop it now. So there are a lot of steps which you can able to see it here, right? Now this are the not main modules. Okay, now if I type here hash dump, here you can able to see there is a hash dump is a dump the content of data SAM database. If I click here and if I type hash dump, see it's saying that operation failed, because here we just got a normal share here. We are not a privilege, we didn't get a privilege shell. If I want to get a privilege shell, then I need to perform a what? Privilege escalation. How I can able to do it? Basically, this process comes under what? Post exploitation. Okay. Now just type here BG. Why we are typing BG means we are backgrounding this shell. Just type BG here. Now if I type here show sessions, here you can able to see sessions. Okay. What is the ID? Remember the ID here. ID is 1. Okay, this is our session which we backgrounded. Okay, later we're gonna use this same session for post exploitation as well. Let me show you. Just type here search like here, let me search for type. Let me use here host. Let me use platform. I'm gonna mention Windows here. Windows. Now here we got the all post exploitation for Windows. Is there any for anything related to privilege escalation? Let me see that one first. I can also search it. Or I can able to search it for a specific keyword. I just told you that one as well. See here we have just execute the same command and just type here name colon and let me search for priv. Is there anything related to priv? See here we got Windows gather privileges enumeration. Okay, let me use this one. WinPrefs. Use 1. What is the number there? It's 1. Okay, enter. Now just type here show info, what it can able to do. Let me read that one. See, this module will print if a UAC is enabled and if the current account is admin enabled. It will also print UID, foreground session ID, is system status and current process privileges. Now let me use it. How to use it? The simple thing is just type here show options. Once I type show options, see what it's saying, what it's asking for. It's just asking for the session ID here. Okay, you no need to mention any L port, L host, something like that. Basically, for post exploitation, what we need, you need a shell access. Okay, see how easy it is. See, previously we just backgrounded our Meterpreter shell there. Let me show you. Just type here show sessions. Here we have this session, right? You just need to mention only this session ID there. Then it will automatically look for you. Okay, just let me, what is ID here? It's 1. Let me copy this one. Just type here set session. You need to mention the ID number here of your background shell. Just type 1 and click on exploit. Now see what will happen. Now it's gonna look for it. See, Windows privileges. Here we have set change notify privileges there. SE shutdown privileges there. Undock, what is it, man? Undock privileges. By taking this this one, the advantages of this, guys, we can able to perform privilege escalation there. See, UAC enabled, yeah, true, it's enabled, right? And also we have a complete what we say, I want to show you this thing as well. Exploit suggester is there. I just covered this all stuff in last classes as well. Where it is, see this one, post multi-recon exploit suggester. By using this, you guys can able to do a lot of stuff, such as you can look for any, basically it gonna scan for the vulnerabilities in a simple words. For privilege escalation vulnerability, it gonna check for all modules. Okay, let me first of all show you this. Just type here use. Okay, now just type here show info. See, this module suggests local Metasploit exploits that can be used. The exploits are suggested based on the architecture and platform that user had a shell open as well as the available exploit in Meterpreter. It's important to note that not all local exploits will be fired. Exploits are chosen based on the conditions, session type, platform, architecture, and required default options. Right? Okay. Now here, what we need to do, we just need to set up, set the session here. Let me type here show options again. See what it's asking for. It's asking for only session ID. What is our session ID? Let me show you again. Show sessions. Now what is the ID here? It's 1. Let me, I don't want to copy it. Just type here set session and just type 1 there. Now see what will happen. If I type here exploit, now it's gonna use this session, okay, your previous session, and it's gonna look for the vulnerabilities in it. Gonna attach the local exploits. Is there any exploit will work? It's gonna tell us, okay, like this exploit gonna work on this machine. You can use it to exploit. Say it's also a kind of what vulnerability scanning. Okay, it's scanning for the vulnerabilities. See, it's saying that this exploit will work. See, the target appears to be vulnerable with this exploit. That means I can use this one to perform what? Privilege escalation. And also, see here, you need to focus on the potentiality here. Potentially, right? Sorry. Now see, this one is vulnerable with privilege escalation. See, bypass UAC is there, and it's also vulnerable with CVE 2020 as well. Right, and also it's vulnerable with MS10, MS13. Well, there is a lot. Okay, I can able to use this exploit to hack that machine. It's already hacked, but we can able to perform what? Privilege escalation. See here, I got bypass UAC means, remember, by using this, if anything, if you see anything related to bypass UAC, that means by using that you can become a system administrator there. right? So simple. Let me copy it. Let me use it to perform. Let me clear it. Let me type back. Now let me use this one. Just type here show options. Here what you need to do, you just need to type a session here. Just type here set session. What is our session? It's 1. Just hit enter and exploit. Now let me see if it gonna work or not. So it's the targets appear to vulnerable. Running automatic check here. Set auto check false to disable. Exploit aborted due to failure. Exist for selected for. Yeah, it's selecting which payload did select. Just type here show payloads. Now it's using, I need to set up, I need to use this payload here. X64. See, when I selected this one, this exploit, what happened there? It's using Windows Meterpreter reverse underscore TCP. It's a by default it's x86, okay? So that's why it's not working. So I need to change it. Just type here set payload. Hell man. See, some shortcut keys are not working here in my machine. I don't know why. Just type here use payload. Just there's this one, right? Sorry man, I need to type set payload there. Just type here set payload. Okay, now let me type here exploit. Let me see it's working. Exploit completed, but no session was created. I don't know why, but it's not working. At the time, what you need to do, you need to use another exploit here. That's it. Okay. Now remember, is there anything? See here, it's asking for something, right? Ignore this error and continue running. If I click on this, then at the time, I'm gonna get a connection there. Just let me type exploit again. So go back here. Now see what will happen. See, it's saying that. So click OK. It's, I think the application is not there, or there is some error is there, but still it will work. Okay, so that's why it's showing that pop-up there. Now there is a lot we can able to use. If you want to dump hashes, then we have a post-exploitation module for it. Okay, now let me type back again. Let me clear this all. Let me search for name. Let me search for hash. Is there anything related to hash dump? See, we have a Windows gather smart hash dump is there. You can also dump the Skype transactions. So you can also if in this target machine Skype is there, at that time you can also dump those credentials here. Okay, now we have domain hash dump, and here we have, let me use smart hash dump here, because our target machine is not a domain here. It's not an active directory, right? So simple, just type here use for, and just type here show options. The same thing here, you just need to add what? Session ID. That's it. Set session. What is our Metasploit? The shell session is 1. Hit enter and exploit. Now see, hashes will saved in JTR. Push about it due to no access. Okay, insufficient privileges to dump hashes. No problem. So there are a lot of stuffs which you need to look. Okay, you need to use a multiple techniques, okay, to perform the privilege escalation. You see, let me tell you, privilege escalation play a very important role in Windows hacking, in Linux hacking. in like in a simple words, in penetration testing, privilege escalation is a kind of backbone there. Okay, now is there anything else I know I want to show you? Just let's go back to PPT. See here, credential harvesting is there. By using this, you can able to dump the credentials. Okay, file data collection. I just added some examples as well. You can able to get the SSH credentials as well. Privilege escalation, by using this get system, you can able to perform the privilege escalation. Okay. Persistence is there. If you want to perform persistence, here we have this exploit for it. And pivoting and tunneling, for pivoting we can use this one to auto route it. And cleanup example, you can also manually clean the steps here. Let me show you which one you need to use for cleanup. Let me interact with the session. Let me clear it. Let me type back. Type here sessions 1. Now I can able to interact it with that previous session which I backgrounded. Okay, now if I type here help, you guys can able to see there are a lot of commands out there. Okay, there are some commands which can able to see. There is a clear EV is there. You can, by using this, you can able to clear the event logs. In a simple words, you can able to clear the logs there. Okay, you can also execute any command in your target machine, and route is there. Okay, ARP is there, ifconfig, ipconfig. Okay, ifconfig won't work in CMD because if you are targeting Windows machine, then ipconfig will work. Netstat is there, port forward is there. Okay, resolve. There is a lot of stuff. So if you want to upload any file from your Kali to your target machine, you can also upload it by using upload feature. All right. So here we have cat, CD, CP, delete, dir, download, edit. If you want to download anything from your target machine, then you can able to use download feature to download from it. Okay, let me show you. Just type. First of all, let me type ls. Now here we have Meterpreter .exe, right? Let me download that same exploit here. Download Meterpreter. Meter payload .exe, right? Hit enter. Now it's gonna download it. Where it's stored? It's storing in home Kali Meterpreter.exe. If you go to Kali, now here it is, the payload. It's already there, so that's why it's replacing it, right? So this is how we can able to do it. Let me delete it and let me show you again. Let me delete this one, move to trash. Let me execute again, right? If I go back here, here it is, right? So this is how we can able to use it. Again, I am saying it's not that much hard. It's very easy to use. You just need to know a normal system commands. If you have a normal, if you know about what is this write, UUID, transport, SSL verify, that time the things will be easy for you. It's not necessary. Again, I'm just saying that you need some basic commands, Windows basic commands here. Okay, there is a get system is there. By using get system, it's gonna perform privilege escalation in a simple words. Instead of using post-exploitation module, first of all, just execute this command and check for it. If it's successfully executing, then you don't need to work for suggester there. Almost for outdated versions, suggester play a very important role. Okay, it will automatically check for the local exploits for it, and it's gonna give you a privileged shell. Okay, that's it, guys. This is about post-exploitation, right? Here is a complete post-exploitation approach, how you can able to do it. See, run a post module from msfconsole or use Meterpreter commands, example from the framework prompt. Okay. And here it is. See, example, you exploited a vulnerable web server and now have a Meterpreter session on a Windows server. You want to prove impact without causing disrupt. Okay, here we have the steps for it. Run sysinfo to collect system names, OS architecture. Run post Windows gather this module to list install application. Now, if you want to know about, let me show you this thing as well, how we can able to look for the install applications. Let me type here bg again. Let me search for installed, something like this. You can also perform the antivirus enumeration as well. If any AV is antivirus is installed there, you can also perform, you can look for it, okay, which antivirus the victim is using. Here we have a lot. Install software version, here it is, enum software version. You can also use this one as well. Let me use it. I need to go manually here, okay. Just type here use, just type here show options. Okay, let me type set. First of all, let me type here so show sessions. Okay, here's the ID is 1, set session. See why I'm covering this again and again. See, mostly people jump to one specific part and they watch it, okay, so it's necessary to tell again and again. Now just type here set session 1 and exploit. Now see what will happen. Okay, it's not working. You can check another one as well. Here we have a lot of steps, right? You need to check, you need to filter out those things. Just go for it, okay? It's one of the easiest thing. Here we have a lot of modules, okay? Let's go back. PPTC, run this. There is also credentials, credall is there. So harvest sold credentials in engagements allows it. If needed, run a privilege escalation check module to set if the local user can become a system. And document everything and stop. If your scope does not allow persistence, do not install persistence mechanisms. Right? Okay. Hope you guys get it about post-exploitation as well. Right, in the next classes we're gonna perform enumeration and scanning using db_nmap. Hello guys, hope you're fine. In this class we are learning how we can able to perform scanning using Metasploit. See, we have Nmap scanner here, right? If I type here Nmap, let me type here sudo Nmap, let me perform aggressive scanning on every port, okay, -p dash. Let me perform aggressive scanning on all open TCP ports, okay. What is my target IP? It's a 192.168.112.133. This is our Metasploitable IP. Remember this. Hit enter. 112.133. Yeah. Now let me save this. If you want to save the results here, just type here -o capital X, okay, and let me save in test file. Hit enter. Now just type your Linux password. Now it's gonna perform scanning on this IP. What is the aggressive scanning? Aggressive scanning is a multiples. You are using a multiple filters there, okay. You are performing for operating system, you are performing for script scan, you are performing what we say version detection as well. Okay, this is a multiple scan basically. If you watch our previous Nmap course, then you will get it. We have a complete Nmap course, okay, just try to watch it. The exact same thing. Instead of using a Nmap in your Kali, we also have a Nmap in our Metasploit as well. If you type db_nmap, hit enter here. See, here we have Nmap. Remember this point, right? By using this Nmap, you can perform whole Nmap scanning. This is also Nmap, but in Metasploit, in msfconsole. Simple. Let me execute the same command here as well. Now what will happen? Instead of going like this, you're performing a Nmap scan using Metasploit. Now let me do one thing. I don't want to perform exact scan here. Let me only scan open ports. Hit enter. See, it's saying that database not connected. First of all, you need to connect the database. How to connect the database here? So it's a very easy to connect. See, there is a db connect is there. Just copy this command db connect and paste it here. Now it's gonna show you all the options. Sorry. Let me type here. First of all, let me exit from here. Let's use from starting. Okay, let me type here. First of all, you need to start PostgreSQL. Okay, just type here system ctl start PostgreSQL. Just type PostgreSQL there, it will work. Just type here sudo. Just type kali. Before starting Metasploit, you need to execute this command. After doing that, just check it's running or not. Just type here status. Now see, it's active. Hope you guys can able to see. Okay. Now what you need to do is, you need to type here msf. See, and there is a msf update is there. If you want to update, you can simply execute this command. There is also a msfdb is there. Hope you guys can able to see. Just type here msfdb init. Okay, like initialize init, hit enter. Now see, it's saying that you must be run as a root, so you need to type sudo here. Then see, database already started creating a database user with the name of msf, and here there is a create again, it's creating a database of like msf, right? Now just type here, now start msfconsole by using sudo msf console. Why we are executing as a sudo? Because we just, if I want to initiate the database here, then I need to be a sudo here. Okay, so that's why it's good to run this Metasploit as a sudo. Maybe it won't detect it sometimes. You won't run it as a sudo. Now I need to check for, first of all, once you start Metasploit, check for the db status. Just type here db underscore status. Hit tab. See, there is a status. See, it's connected to msf. Connection type PostgreSQL. So that's why we started PostgreSQL starting. Okay, let me clear it. Now what you need to do, you can start now. Okay, just type here what we say db underscore nmap. Okay, now execute the same command here. Let me perform scan on all open ports. Let me see this one as well. This is a previous scan which we conducted. Okay, this one. Let me execute the same command here. Not same, a simple command. See, Nmap has been started. In where? In msfconsole. Now see, it successfully performed the Nmap scanning. So this is how easy it is. Okay, instead of using Nmap separately, you can also use it in msfconsole as well, right? Now if I type ls, you guys can able to see there is a test file. Okay, let me open from folder. See, there is a test file. If I open this one, you guys will see the results in it. Just wait. You can also import these results in your Metasploit as well. You know that you can import this results in Metasploit, and by using this you can also analyze this one by using Metasploit. Okay, so if I type here host, now you guys can able to just wait. Sorry, I need to create workspace as well. By creating workspace, I can able to do this whole process there. I can also analyze our results here. This whole thing. In the next classes, I'm gonna show you how we can able to create a workspace and why it's necessary. Right. So remember in here what we did, we perform Nmap scanning using Metasploit. Okay. In msfconsole, we already have the Nmap. We use that one. Okay, the main aim is I want to show you that instead of using like separately, you can also use db nmap, and also you can import the results as well. We successfully saved this all Nmap results in one file, right? Simple, you can import this file, this test file in Metasploit, and you can analyze those results, this vulnerabilities, and it's gonna look for the vulnerable exploits for this specific versions, right? So this is a thing which I want to show you. Before that, we need to create workspace. Before creating workspace, you need to know what is workspace is. Okay, then we're gonna cover about that thing. Right, hope you guys enjoy this class. Thank you, have a nice day. Hello guys, hope you are fine. In this class we are learning about workspace in Metasploit. See, workspace is a named separate project area inside Metasploit. It keeps all the data from one engagement in its own place. Data includes scan results, module outputs, harvested credentials, sessions, nodes, and any database records tied to your testing. Now, why workspace matter for pen testing? See, keep clients separate. If you test two companies, each one must have its own workspace, right? So this prevents mixing scan results or credentials between clients. That makes report accurate and avoids accidental data leaks. Follow scope and rules. A workspace help you stay inside the agreed scope. You can quickly look at what hosts and assets were tested for a particular engagement. Clean organization for each engagement. Everything from discovery to post-exploitation stays grouped. That makes it easy to review what you did, produce report, and show evidence of findings. Easier reporting and hands-off. When the test is done, you can export or report only the data from that workspace. This simplifies delivering finding to client or handling the project to a teammate. Safer team workflow. See, teams can create one workspace for engagement. Team members can work in the same database but still keep each engagement logically isolated. Now, repeatably testing and edits. Sorry, repeatable testing and edits, right? So workspace let you rerun task and compare results between tests. If you test the same environment later, you can open the old workspace to see what changed. So this is why we use a workspace. Now, what is this? Workspace is nothing but you are creating one specific kind of folder in Metasploit. There only you are working. Okay, you won't touch anything. Now assume that you got one XYZ company. Okay, now you are testing on that client systems, right? So you can create a specific workspace for that client work. Okay, there you can able to do the all the shifts. Again, if you have another client, then you can create workspace for another client to avoid the mix-up. Okay, so this is why we use workspace here. See, what actually lives in a workspace? Host and IPs you scan, open ports and service banners, vulnerability scan results and module outputs, sessions and post-exploitation artifacts saved to the database, notes and comments you add during the test, credentials and harvested secrets, which are very sensitive. How using workspace can change your workflow? First of all, let's see about this workspace. Let's open our Linux. All right, let's go back to our msfconsole. Here it is, right? Let me clear it. Now, if I type here workspace, here you guys can able to see right now we are working with a default workspace. Okay, now how we can able to create workspace? Simple, just type here workspace if you type -h here, then you guys can able to see the help. Okay, -a to create a new one. Okay, add a workspace. -d to delete the workspace which you created after you did the assessment. You can able to delete that workspace as well. Now you can also delete a multiple, delete all. That means you can able to delete all the workspace here. Let me first of all create it. Okay, just type here workspace -a and give any name. Let me type here void sec 1. Now it successfully created workspace. Okay, now if I type here if I type workspace, now see workspace has been created. Now let me create another workspace here with the name of whitesec2, and let me create another with the name of whitesec3. Now if I type here workspace, now see right now we have 3 workspace. Okay, just ignore this default one. So what we need to do now, assume that I want to delete this default workspace. How I can able to do it? So simple, you just need to type here workspace -d, and you can able to delete the default one. Now if I type here workspace, now see you can't able to see the default, it's automatically create that one, but still this is how. Now let me delete the something like whitesec3. Let me type workspace. See, successfully whitesec3 has been deleted. So this is how we can able to do it. Now if I want to, here you can able to see rename. You can also rename the workspace here. Just type here workspace -r. Let me rename this workspace to whitesec 1 2 simple test. Now see what will happen. Now we are renaming it. Now once I type workspace, see it's successfully rename it to test. So this is how we can able to go for it. Okay, now if you see here we have a lot, right? Delete all, help, list. If you type workspace -l, then you can able to list all the workspace. Instead of typing l there, you can just type workspace, then automatically you can able to list it. Now see here, now how we can able to interact with the workspace, this is also one thing. Now you successfully create just let me clear it. Now see here we successfully created workspace. Now how I can able to use it? Now simple, what you need to do means just type workspace and which you want to use. Now I want to use this test workspace here. Hit enter. Now you are working. Now your workspace is what? Test, right? So if I type here info, then you guys can able to see, sorry, not here. Just simple, just type here workspace, that's it. Now it will show you which one you are using. See right now I am using workspace test here. Okay, now I just told you, right, you can also use the Nmap scans here in this workspace. Now how to use it? So simple, let me do one thing. First of all, let me import the previous Nmap scans as well. Oh, right, so previously we just saved this Nmap scans. Okay, this one I'm talking about. We created this file, right? We just stored this all scans in test. Now if I type here, see in workspace, if you type host here, then you you need to type hosts here, then you can able to see there is nothing. Okay, like address. Now once you import any scans, once you perform Nmap scan here, at the time what will happen means it's gonna show those all stuffs. Just let me show you. And db nmap, let me scan on my metasploitable IP address here, 133. Now it's performing Nmap scan. Now if I type host here, now see I can able to see this one, right? Here you can also see the comments, this all stuffs, right? The main thing which I want to show you this one, db, just use this one, db underscore import is there. Okay, this is a import. By using this you can able to import your scans here. Okay, right now we have the scan, right? Now let me import this one in Metasploit. Hit enter now. Now see it's successfully importing it, this Nmap result. Now if I type here host, now you guys can able to see I can able to previously once I type when I type host, now it's saying unknown. Once I imported the results, the Nmap results, now it's showing this all. Okay, like OS name is Linux, purpose is server. Now see if I want to look for service, just type here services. You can able to see all those services, okay, which are this in a clear way, in a clear manner using Metasploit. Now if I search for, if I type vulnerabilities here, just type here once. Now it will show you the vulnerabilities. If in this results you guys will find any vulnerabilities, then it will show you here. Now assume that if I want to analyze it, you can also analyze this results using Metasploit as well. Now simple for that, you need to type analyze. You can mention the IP as well, but simple, let me type here analyze. Now it gonna perform analyze there. It gonna look for the vulnerabilities, this all stuffs. In Nmap, is there any vulnerability related to that one? Then it will look for it, but it won't work sometimes, okay? Because here you need to run service version detection here, service version detection and one scan. Then you need to upload those results in msfconsole. Then you need to perform this analyze here, okay? So this is how we can able to use this feature here. Remember, this feature only work when you create workspace. If you didn't create any workspace there, then it won't work, okay? This is also one thing. Now if I type here help, you guys will see this all stuffs, okay? How to use this. See here, database backend command is there. See, I just use host there. Loot, there is a loot. Assume that you just dump any databases, then you can, once you click on loot, then you can able to filter it, filter that credentials, okay? There is also nodes out there, services out there, okay? Once to check for the vulnerability in database, klist is there, list Kerberos ticket in the database, host, this all stuffs, okay? Analyze database, information about a specific address or address range, search is there. There is a lot, okay, which you can able to use. Now there is a creds is there. Once you execute, assume that you got any credentials. If you execute this one, then what will happen? It will show you the credentials, okay? Let me type here creds. There is nothing. So you can go with it. Now let's go back. See how using workspace change your workflow. Create a workspace for a new engagement, run recon and scans while the workspace is active. Results are stored into the workspace. Use auxiliary modules and exploit modules. Any results are tied to the workspace. Perform post-exploitation. Okay, collect evidence. Data remains in the workspace. Export report from that workspace and close the engagement. Optionally delete or archive the workspace, right? So this is all about workspace, right? Now we'll learn some port scanning and enumeration using Metasploit. Hope you guys get it, right? It's a very easy to use. Let me clear it. Now let's perform scanning and enumeration on the services, and also I'm gonna show you how we can able to perform brute force attacks using Metasploit. Now see, here first port is FTP. You know how we can able to perform FTP enumeration. Let me show you. First of all, start your msfconsole and search for FTP, okay? And here I'm gonna use type auxiliary, right? Once I hit enter here, you guys can able to see there are a lot of machines, what we say, modules out there related to auxiliary, but I want to see my target machine is Linux based machine here. Metasploitable 2 is a Linux based machine. So instead of looking for all, let me type here platform Linux. Okay, let me type here Unix. Platform. Okay, I can't able to see this one. Let me do one thing. Instead of FTP, let me add sorry guys, name colon FTP. Now it will show you for FTP. So now see, it's now 46. Okay, now I want to use any enumeration one. Okay, see here I just covered how we can able to detect the FTP anonymous login as well, and there is a FTP capture is here, and here we have a lot FTP version. Now let's use this one to identify the FTP version there. let me use 16. Just type here use 16. Okay, now just type here show options. Now you guys can able to see there is a rhost is there which you need to type. Just type here set rhost and your metasploitable to IP address, which is 112.133. hit enter and let me run it. Once I run here, I can able to see FTP version is 2.3.4. I can also get this FTP version from Nmap also, but the main aim is here we are covering about Metasploit. Okay, so that's why this is a way how we can able to perform enumeration using Metasploit. Now I want to perform brute force attack on this FTP server. So how I can able to do it? See, remember, whenever you perform brute force attack, you need to focus on login. Is there any login here? In the name of login, see, here is a login. Auxiliary scanner FTP login. This is what you need to use for brute force attack. Again, I am saying every service, like if you want to perform SSH brute force attack on SSH, then you need to focus on SSH login here. Okay, let me use what is the module here. It's a 13. Let me type here use. Let me just type here use 30. Okay, see scanner FTP login. I am using this right now. Just type here show options. Now what I need to do? Simple. Here I need to set password, pass file, proxies as well. If you want to use proxies for every request, then you can also use it. Rhost is your target IP. Sorry guys. Now here you can use a username. Okay, specify a username to authenticate. Assume that sometimes you will get a username, but sometimes you won't get the password. At the time you can mention the username here. Okay, assume that sometimes what will happen, you will get the password but you can't able to identify the username, which is known as a username spray. You know this thing, right? Username spray, password spray attack, this one. Now let me do one thing. Let me use user pass file. File contains users and passwords separated by space. Okay, here you need to create one file for this one. What if let me do one thing. First of all, let me set rhost here. Okay, now I'm gonna use this username. Okay, set username. Let me drag and drop my set user. Where is the user? Okay, here it is, user files. I need to go with the user files, okay, instead of username. Let me drag and drop my rocky.txt here. Yeah. Hit enter. Okay. Now I'm gonna use user as a password. I'm gonna use this one. Okay. Set. That means it's gonna use the same file for the username and the password. User as password pass. Just change it to true. If I type show options again, here you guys can able to see the results. Okay. Now it's true. Now let me verbose to true. So you guys can able to see the whether to print output for all attempts. It will show you the attempts there. Okay, just type here exploit. It's gonna start. Okay, see, starting with the same file. Okay, it's trying for the same password as a username and the password. So the file with the same sorry man, here we use a username file, right? When I change this user as a pass to true, that means it's using the same file for the password field as well, right? So this is how it will work. Now mostly in some cases what will happen, they use the same user as a password. So at that time these things will be useful, but remember this will only useful when you are trying to perform brute force attack on CCTV logins. Okay, in CCTV logins what will happen means mostly, okay, like 70%, you guys will see the same username and the password. So at that time you guys can able to use this one. Okay, so this is how we can able to perform brute force attacks. Same for SSH as well. Let me show you for SSH. Okay, if I type here instead of FTP, let me type here SSH. Now it will show you each and everything related to SSH. See here, I have the same thing, SSH version. You no need to learn each and everything. That's what I am saying. Okay, once you get the concept, then everything will be easy for you. Now let me copy this. What is the number here? Use 15. Okay, let me set rhost here. Just first of all, let me type show options for you. Here what I need to do, yeah, rhost is set. Okay, let me type exploit. Now see what's it saying. Here I got, oh, can also see the values here. Oh, this is a vulnerable machine, right? So here we can able to see the version. This is a SSH version. So and let me search for more. See, there is a lib SSH short bypass. Is there any username enumeration? Let me see for it. Think no. See, there is a username enumeration. Let me use this one. 11. Just type here show options. Let me type here set rhost, and what I need to mention the username and the user file and password file here. First of all, let me type exploit without users. Let me oh yeah, here I need to mention the username. Let me type here set username. Okay, let me do what this set user file. Let's use user file here. Let me drag and drop my ROQ file here. Exploit. Now it's gonna where is verbose here? I want to show you the output as well. Now here it's what doing how it's working. Simple. It's using the user file to look is there any usernames out there. See why username is user enumeration is important, because for brute force scanning only. Okay, before performing brute force scan, you need to identify a valid username there. Then you can able to start the brute force attack, right? So this is why we are using this one. Now let's stop this one. Let me search for more. Now let's go back and let's see is there any other let's focus on telnet now. Let me search for telnet. See for telnet we have same, see, login. That means what is this? This is useful to perform telnet brute force attack. Okay, if you want to perform brute force attack on telnet, then we're gonna use this module there. Okay, now see this is same thing, telnet version. What it will do, it gonna identify the telnet version. Okay, the same thing, telnet encrypt overflow is there. You need to read about it. Okay, first of all you need to select it, then you need to type show info. From there you can able to read the description. Now see there is a telnet password recovery is there, telnet capture is there, right? Basically this is a kind of man in the middle attack, the telnet capture. Should I show you? Okay, let's use 6 there. Same thing. See here you just need to set lhost. Just type here run or exploit. Once I run it, here you guys can able to see login. Yeah, it's showing you that banner. Okay, but I can't able to see the version here, right? No problem. Now what is the another one? SMTP. Yeah, is there any other? MySQL is here. For MySQL, for this all, the process is same. You need to select a specific exploit or module, then you need to use those all steps. I just told you, right, how easy it is, right? Now see, let's exploit this machine as well, Windows machine. First of all, let me perform scanning on this IP. Just type here cmd. What is the IP of this machine? It's 137. Taking a lot of time to scan. Just leave it. Basically here I need to use the filters, but still no problem. Let's go back and let's learn some exploitation as well. See, here we have FTP, right? Now let me look for exploits. Is there any exploit for FTP? Instead of auxiliary, I'm gonna type exploit here. Let's look for telnet as well. Okay, hit enter. Now see, for telnet we have, first of all we need to know what is the version of telnet. Okay, then we can able to target for it. Let me type here FTP. Is there any exploit? First, what you need to do, you need to identify the version. Okay, then you can able to target it. Let me identify the version of FTP using Nmap. Just type here Nmap -s capital V. Paste the IP. Let me scan only for one specific port, which is what is the FTP port? It's 21, right? Just type here 21, hit enter. I'm gonna perform scanning on this IP on particular port. So here I can able to see the version is 2.3.4. Let me look for it, okay? In Metasploit 2.3.4. Is there any exploit related to that version? Name FTP. Let me use name again. 2.3.4. Is there anything related to that? Sorry, instead of using that, may add normally, okay? 2.3.4. Yeah, here I got. So here we have the exploit for that. Let me use it. Just type here use 0. Show options. See, for exploit, we just need to know the IP address. We no need to send any payload, nothing. Simple, we just need the IP address of that machine, which is vulnerable. Okay, once you get the IP, what you need to do, you just need to type set rhost and paste your what we say IP address, your target IP. .133, right? 112.133. Now simple. Now it's using which payload? It's using cmd Unix interact payload, defaulting to Unix. Now just type here set payload. Let me use Unix. Just type here show payloads. Okay, here we have only one payload for it. Okay, no problem. Compatible payloads are only one. So we need to use this one only. Just type here run. Now see, direct we got the shell access here. See, which shell we are getting? Root shell. Here we no need to perform any privilege escalation. Direct we got the shell. See, found shell, command shell session 1 open. Now if I type here ID, you guys can able to see I am a root. If I type here who am I am a root. If I type ls, you guys can able to see the files. It's all stuffs. Okay, so this is a part of exploitation. Okay, first of all reconnaissance, first of all scanning, then enumeration, then exploitation, right? Okay, now if I type bg, then bg, then it will go background, no job control. Okay, it's not a Meterpreter shell, right? Just type here let me close this one. You can also change this shell to Meterpreter as well, right? Let's see this Windows scans here. Still it's taking a huge time. So same, okay, for Windows, for Linux, approach is same, but you need to change the platforms here. The hell, man. You need to change what? You need to change the platforms. If you're targeting Windows, just change for Windows. Okay, in search filters, then go for it. You can search anything. Just cover this all stuffs, right? So this is all about Metasploit. There is a lot, but still for beginners, these things which I covered, it's necessary. You just complete this, then it will be very easier for you to use Metasploit. Here you can able to see this, what we say, man, Windows results, right? So here we have WSDAP. I just showed you, for if you are scanning for Windows, first of all check for SMB port, which is 445. Okay, then see, let me show you here only. Let me search for Windows. Instead of FTP, let me type here SMB, and yeah, if you search for SMB, then it will only show you the Windows one mostly. See, here we have the results. SMB relay we have, right? And we have the same MS17. Right, now you can use this one. If you are looking for auxiliary modules, then simple just type here. Now here we have SMB, right? Yeah, SMB user enum is there. By using this, you guys can able to perform user enumeration. Let me use this one. Just type here use. Now just type here show options. Now here I just need to set R host. Just one here. Let me see. R host. What is my Windows IP? 137. Run. Okay, domain handle for null. Okay, no problem. There is a enum user. Let me check for the SMB version. Now let me set R host here. Let me run it. Sorry. Set R port. What is a R port? Here, see, R port is not there. Okay, so you need to set it. It's a 445. 445. If you go back here, this is our SMB port 445. Just run it. Now see, it's saying that it's a SMB version 2.1. See, versions play a very important role here. And what is a version? See, version is 1, 2. That means here it's preferred select is 2.1. So basically it's using version 1 which is very vulnerable. Okay, so this is how you can able to identify it. If you watch our previous courses we covered there, here see you can also see the host name, okay, which is Windows 7 Home Basic SP1. Here we also had the build number. Okay, by using this you can able to identify for exploits as well. You can do some research and is there any exploits for this build version. You can also you can also use those exploits. Mostly the build exploits focus on local privilege escalation. Okay, so hope you guys get it. See, the main aim of this course is all about Metasploit. Okay, we are not focusing on penetration testing or ethical hacking here, because in our last courses we created those topics. Okay, so the main and important thing is how to use Metasploit. I just want to show you the concept. Okay, how easy it is. Just see the same things we are using, but mostly people take a lot of load in it. So you no need to worry about this thing, this kind of shifts, because we have a lot of tools, okay, which we need to focus in pen testing and red teaming, right? So you no need to worry about Metasploit. If you are interested, then check out our red team training as well. There we covered each and everything related to this SMB pen testing, this all shifts. So hope you guys enjoy this class. Thank you. Have a nice day. Hello guys, hope you're fine. If you want to learn more, then check out our red team training. It's a complete dynamic training. Okay, we're gonna update this training time to time, and also it's a pre-recorded training. Once you enroll in this training, you will get a panel access. From there you can able to access the whole training. Okay, and also it's a hands-on practical training. You will get labs as well, and also here you're gonna learn both penetration testing and red teaming. If you don't have any knowledge about penetration testing, then you're gonna learn here. Okay, we're gonna cover from basic to advanced level. Okay, see here, roadmap to become successful red teamer. We're gonna cover this all stuffs. Okay, here first of all you will learn penetration testing training. It's a basic training. Okay, first student need to learn penetration testing, because penetration testing is backbone of red teaming. Okay, in penetration testing training, student will learn common attacks on some CTF challenges like black box pen testing, white box pen testing, gray box pen testing. Okay, then we're gonna cover Wi-Fi penetration testing for red teamers. See, in this training, student will learn how to perform Wi-Fi penetration testing using different hardwares such as Raspberry Pi, Wi-Fi Pineapple, Android device, and Node MCU. Okay, Wi-Fi penetration testing is one section in Meterattack. Okay, which comes under initial access. Wi-Fi penetration testing is very important in terms of initial access. Let me tell you, this is a kind of section. Okay, one topic in initial access. And also here we covered how we can able to use Wi-Fi Pineapple for Wi-Fi hacking. Okay, because Wi-Fi Pineapple play a very important role. So that's why we covered this all stuffs which are necessary for red teamer and pen tester. And then we're gonna go with red team training, introduction to tools and Meterattack. Here you're gonna learn each and everything about those tools which are necessary for red teaming. Okay, then we will move to Active Directory pen testing for red teaming, for red teamers. Okay, here you will learn only those topics which are necessary for red teamer, not everything about Active Directory. Okay, hope you are getting it. Okay, see, in this training, student will learn how to perform Windows Active Directory pen testing for intruder to get to what they ultimately want. Your data, they need a plan in, they need credentials. The Active Directory stores all the credentials. Okay, we will learn practically how intruders compromise AD, Active Directory. Okay, then we will move to penetration testing using Metasploit. It's a complete section, okay, where you will learn how you can able to perform penetration testing using Metasploit, only Metasploit. Okay, we are not using any other tool here. Simple, we're gonna use only Metasploit to perform pen testing. Okay, then we will move to external and internal red team operation training. Okay, in this training, student will learn how to perform internal and external red team operations. Okay, student will get a complete idea of red team operation, like how to perform in real world. Right, then we're gonna go to complete hands-on real world red teaming and pen testing. Now this is a different section. In this training, student will learn how to perform red teaming and penetration testing on real world. It's a complete hands-on practical section with a lot of challenges. After completing this section, student will get complete knowledge on how to approach in real world. Okay, from which things you need to look. Okay, how we can able to perform this stuffs. Okay, in real world. Then we will move to blue team training. Still we are updating it, because why we are delaying this blue teaming means, here we are, see, we didn't add it previously. Okay, I'm talking about like 1 year back or something like that. At the time we didn't uploaded a complete penetration testing. Okay, we just only updated that much only, which is necessary for a beginner. But right now what we did means, in latest updates, we added a complete penetration testing. Okay, see here, first of all, this is a basic classes, okay, where you guys can able to solve some CTF challenges, try hack me labs, this kind of basic stuffs. Here you can able to see the the topics. Okay, here we have a complete topics. You will learn how to, if you don't know how to install Linux, then we have the complete video for it, and set up VMware workstation. Then we're gonna learn about Metasploit framework, and if you don't have a knowledge about Linux commands, then we're gonna cover those. Here we're gonna cover all the basic things. Then what we did means, we added one another section, penetration testing for red teamers version 2. Here we covered some more advanced level attacks, okay, which you will see in real world. Then here are the topics. Okay, here we're gonna cover how we can able to perform black box pen testing. Okay, even if you don't have any credentials, how to approach those network. Okay, if you don't have any knowledge, black box is what? Black box is nothing but you won't get any credentials there. You don't have any knowledge about this, what is the technology is using in that machine or something like that. Basically we need to go from a blind attack there. We need to perform the scanning. We need to do see those things which are exposed. We need to take advantage of those exposed stuffs. Okay, if there is any vulnerability, then we need to do the research, then we need to exploit it. So this kind of stuff. Okay, mostly we focused here related to black box pen test. Okay, how we can able to perform initial access via SQL injection. This is a one of the popular attacks, okay, related to SQL injection mostly. Okay, whenever we perform any assessment, at the time this SQL injections, okay, play a main role there. Like in 100 IPs, maybe 1 to 2 IPs will be vulnerable with this SQL injection. Okay, this is a thing which we covered. Okay, now Jenkins also, this is a one of the kind of critical attack. Okay, then we covered penetration testing for red teamers. Now these are the latest updates, okay, which we added recently. Now here what happened means, mostly students are asking for topics related to OSCP, okay, like offensive security. So they like, see, these topics play a very important role in real world. If you won't learn these things, then you can't approach in real world. You will get stuck. Okay, in simple words, you can't approach in real world. You will get a knowledge, but you don't know how to assume that if somebody sended you one IP, okay, your client just sended you one IP address, okay, to perform the pen test on it, then how you can able to do it. So those things, okay, how to approach in real world, those all stuffs we covered here. Okay, from starting. Okay, even this is a kind of old topics. Okay, like 1 year back we updated this training. Okay, we added this training, but right now in latest sections. But again I am saying you can't ignore this topics. Okay, even these are old, this section, but you need to start from here. If any student don't want to start from here, then they can directly go from here only. Okay, because this is also from a basic level. Okay, see, I'm not hiding anything. Simple, I want to show you those things which we will learn. Okay, because our aim is, once student enroll in this training, they can become a successful pen tester and red teamer. Okay, if they got any IP, or any domain, then they can able to approach it. Okay, and they can able to find the loopholes in it. So this is the main aim of this training, to how to approach in real world. Okay, now see, in penetration testing for red teamer version 3, you will learn about this all stuffs. Okay, here we have the topics. Okay, you can able to you can read it, right? Then what happened is, then we covered a complete section about only Linux privilege escalation. Okay, how we can able to perform privilege escalation on Linux based machines. Here you will learn how we can able to make that system vulnerable and how we can able to test it. Not only exploiting the vulnerability, but you will learn how the service will become vulnerable for that attacks. Okay, here you will learn this all stuffs, and also you will get a lab as well. You need to download that lab and you need to set up it. Okay, it's a private lab from Whitesec Cybersecurity. Now then we will learn complete Windows privilege escalation for red teamers. Okay, see, here we are not performing the attacks on lab environment. We're gonna download the machine from internet, the latest machines. Okay, like not a vulnerable machine, a normal machine which people use. Okay, then we're gonna approach the attacks on it, on that real machines. Now here you guys can able to see these topics in Windows privilege escalation. After completing this one, we're gonna go to we're gonna cover complete web penetration testing for red teamers. So here are the topics. Remember, web penetration testing comes under initial access. Okay, what is initial access? You will see in this section. Now see, after covering this all topics, you guys will become a successful penetration tester. Okay, so this is the main aim of this updates, to make you a successful pen tester and red teamer as well. Right, after completing this penetration testing, we're gonna go to this one, red team. From here we're gonna start our red team training. In red teaming, what in first section what you will learn means you will learn about the tools, how we can able to use the tools. I just told you in the last classes as well, tools play a very important role. Okay, it's not about tools, okay, but learning about tools is very necessary. Okay, remember this point. Now see, here in reconnaissance section, you're gonna learn about AMAS, Sniper, Recon NG, Multigo, Nikto, Shodan, Spider. Then we're gonna go with resource development. In resource development, we're gonna set up lab, okay, and we're gonna generate some payload, and we're gonna listen for connections. Then we're gonna go to initial access. In initial access, you will learn about Lucky Strike, Go Fish, okay, SQL map, Wi-Fi pineapple. You will learn about MITM attacks as well. Then we're gonna move to execution part. In execution, you will learn about Unicorn, okay, then Donut. Then we're gonna move to persistence. In persistence, you will learn how we can able to perform persistence using different techniques, okay, like by using Impacket and Empire. Basically, Empire is a C2 framework, okay, same like Metasploit. Then we're gonna cover privilege escalation, how we can able to perform privilege escalation using Rubius, SharpUp, okay. Now Rubius play a very important role in red teaming, okay. And then we're gonna go with defense evasion, credentials access. In credential access, you're gonna learn mimicards, hashcat, responder. Like here, we're gonna learn each and everything about those tools, okay, which are necessary for red teaming. Mimicards, hashcat, responder, John the Ripper, Hydra, Lasagna. Okay, then we want to move to lateral movement. In lateral movement, you guys can able to perform how we can able to perform the hash and pass the ticket attack. Sorry, pass the hash and pass the ticket attack. And we're gonna learn how we can able to perform lateral movement in network. Okay, then we're gonna go with collection. Like in collection, what you guys can able to learn means how we can able to dump the secret files. Okay, so we're gonna use Powersploit there. Okay, power of SQL as well. Okay, then we're gonna cover about commands and control. In commands and control, you guys it's a C2 framework. Okay, it's a topic related to C2. Here we're gonna learn about Covenant. Okay, how we can able to install it. Those all those all C2s which are necessary in red teaming. Then exfiltration, then impact. In impact, we're gonna see the popular attack, okay, DOS and DDoS, how we can able to detect and prevent it. Okay, we're gonna learn those things. And also now, after learning this all tools, we're gonna move to Active Directory pen testing for red teamers. Learn those attacks which are necessary for red teamer. Okay, it's a different section. Once you enroll in that in training, you guys will see a different sections there. In different section, you will see a videos. Okay, now see, first you will become a master in Active Directory pen testing. This all topics which we're gonna cover. Okay, then we will move to Metasploit for red teamers. In Metasploit training, you guys can able to see this all topics. Okay, what you will learn here, this all stuffs. Then we will move to red team analysis training, how to approach in real world. Here you will see all these topics. Okay, then like see, Kerberos attack is there, silver ticket attack, golden ticket attack. Right, then we will move to master in Active Directory. Okay, here you will learn only about Active Directory pen testing, only Active Directory. Okay, not other stuffs, again I am saying we are approaching only Active Directory. See, previously we covered only those topics which are necessary for red teamer. If you go back here we just cover only those which are necessary for red teamers. But here in this section you're gonna learn a complete approach, okay, complete training related to Active Directory pen testing, from introduction to like till here, okay, golden ticket attack, sorry, till here diamond ticket attack. Okay, it's a complete Active Directory pen testing. Okay, still we are updating a lot of topics here. Time to time you will see a lot of new updates. Okay, then we will move to complete hands-on real world red teaming and penetration testing. This is a student demand training. Okay, here you will learn how we can able to deal in real world, like introduction to the update section, vulnerability assessment and penetration testing, red team engagements, engagement structure. Okay, red team engagements, and also sorry, here it's a deep dive. Okay, and then you will learn this Windows penetration testing again as a red team perspective with on different labs. Okay, and here you will learn about NDA documentation, which is very necessary for red teamer. Okay, if you are approaching any company to conduct the red team assessment there, then which things you need to focus on. Okay, how to deal with the client, this kind of stuff we're gonna cover here. And then these are the same topics. Okay, here we're gonna approach AD pen testing, black box approach, right? These are the topics which we are covering now. This is updates. Okay, still we are updating this one. We added till around cloud fundamentals, I think. Okay, still we need to update this all stuffs. See, remember, as I told you, it's all about the student demand. Okay, like if student is asking for, majority of students are asking about penetration testing, then we need to update the penetration testing. So that's why we added this topics. Okay, if you go up, if you watch our previous videos, then you won't see this sections. Okay, this sections, this sections. Okay, because students are asking for this mostly. What will happen means, student that doesn't have the knowledge of penetration testing, okay, a right knowledge. So that's why we also covered this topic. Okay, like how to approach. Mostly, okay, people have knowledge about penetration testing, but they don't know how to approach it. Okay, where they need to look, okay, which vulnerability exists. So that's why we covered these topics. Okay, and also it's a demand from our students as well. So if you are interested, then contact our support team, chat with them, and to clarify your doubts. Okay, again I am saying it's a complete dynamic training. Time to time we update the training. Okay, all right, thank you, have a nice day. Hello everyone, if you want to learn Android hacking and Android application penetration testing, then this training is for you. It's a complete dynamic training. Okay, time to time we're gonna update this training with new topics, and it's a complete hands-on practical training. The training duration is almost 50+ hours. The training language is in English. You will get it 24/7 support from me and from team as well. You will get a lifetime panel access. Once you enroll in this training, you will get a panel access which is lifetime. Okay, there is no expiry. What are the requirements here? See, requirements is you need 6 to 8 GB of RAM. It's enough. Okay, in your machine, in your PC or in your laptop, you have 6 to 8 GB, then it's enough. Okay, basic knowledge about Android. You need a basic knowledge about Android, like how to install the applications, this kind of stuffs. You must and should have an internet connection. Be able to understand the concept. Here the concept play a very important role. Okay, so that's why you can able to understand the concept. Okay, if you are just following the training, then you won't get anything. Okay, here you need to understand the concept. Why we are saying about this thing again and again? See, here you will see the topics related to binding and injecting. It's a kind of critical topics. Okay, like you need to focus a lot there in that sections. Okay, so this is a thing. And also in bypassing antiviruses section, where you will learn a complete technique to bypass antiviruses. There also you need to understand the concept. Okay, so even the technique is patched, it's not working, still you can able to develop your own. Okay, by watching those sections, you guys can able to develop your own techniques as well. This is a thing why we mentioned this, to understand this requirement. Okay, be able to understand the concept, because we're gonna teach you those topics which can make you a kind of pro. Okay, by watching those topics, you guys can able to develop your own concepts and own techniques. Okay, like you need to combine those all topics. Okay, like in a simple words, let me give you one example. Now see, we covered one technique. Later in another video, you will see another technique. Again, you will see another technique. You will see a different techniques. Now you must and should be like this. Okay, like you need to combine those both techniques to bypass AVs. Sometimes it can't able to bypass antiviruses. Again, you need to like combine the different techniques to bypass AV. Mostly, okay, like you guys can able to bypass AVs. Okay, this is a thing. You guys will see a lot of proofs as well on our channel related to bypassing this AV. See, it's a kind of challenging techniques. Okay, because Android is updating time to time, so that's why you need to understand the concept. This is a main thing in requirement. You can't follow the training. Okay, just watch it, then develop your own concept. Okay, what we are saying, we added those topics as well, which can make you pro. Okay, by watching those topics, you can develop your own concept, but also it's depend upon you as well. We can't hold your hands, right? We can't say each and everything, but we're gonna teach you each and everything which can able to do this kind of stuffs. Okay, all right. Advanced Android hacking highlights. Here you're gonna learn advanced Android hacking, black hat techniques. Okay, in this section we are learning about rats, botnets, modifying source code of payloads. Okay, binding and injecting payload in real application, bypassing antiviruses, bypassing Google Play Protect, and creating virus to steal SMS, developing ransomware to encrypt Android device. Okay, and adding backup to our payload which avoid uninstall. Okay, assume that you just install your payload in your target. Okay, in any Android, and he got that, okay, somebody hacked my device, and he just click on uninstall button. Once you add the backer in it, then he can't able to uninstall that one. It will become like a virus. Okay, like even if you try to uninstall it again, it's gonna reinstall. Okay, this is the thing. Now, and also we're gonna learn developing our own spyware and keyloggers, attacking 2G towers to steal SMS on air, and many more. Now here we added one section related to how we can able to steal SMS 2G on 2G mobiles. Okay, without touching that Android. Okay, we're gonna play with the towers there. See, everything which we covered in this whole training on our own labs. Okay, we didn't attack the different devices or something like that, real machines or something like that. Okay, we practice the whole sections on our own devices. Okay, so here we mention clearly, okay, any actions and activities related to the material contained within this course is solely for your responsibility. The misuse of the information in this course can result in criminal charges brought against the person in questions. The author and course tutorials will not be held responsible in the event any criminal charges be brought against any individual misusing the information in this course to break the law. The main aim of this course is to provide a right knowledge about Android hacking. Okay, so this is the reason why we created this training. Okay, and also here, see, here you will learn how hackers steal banking credentials. Okay, in this section we are learning how to code scam pages. Okay, student will learn how to code their own scam pages which black hat hackers use to steal credit cards and banking details. Now, why this thing is important? Why any ethical hacker need to learn about this thing? See, here once you install the payload on your target, there are stealer features out there. If attacker execute that stealer feature on their panel, the victim will see the fake pop-ups there. Okay, like they will see the pop-up something like enter your card information automatically. They can't able to close it as well. Okay, now assume that I am an attacker. Okay, you are a victim. Now what I did, I hacked your Android mobile. Now I want to steal your credit card information. Now as an attacker, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna execute a stealer feature there. Once I execute from my panel on your Android, you will see a complete page, okay, which you can't able to remove. If you go back, still you can't able to go back. If you click on the home button, still you can't able to go to home until unless you need to type your credentials. Okay, if you type your credentials, then you can able to use your mobile phone. This is a feature there. Okay, so that's why we need to cover this topic, so to show you how these things are happening. Okay, see, You will get all private and clean official software with this training. Still, you need to use those softwares on your virtual machine or on VPS or RDP. Don't execute any software on your real machine. This is a kind of notice for you. Okay, this is a kind of warning. Even it's a clean, it's official softwares, still you can't use it, okay, in your real machine. This is a kind of security, okay, for you, because we can't trust hacking tools. Okay, this is also one thing, right? Okay, so that's why we covered how to set up lab. Okay, you need to watch that one, don't ignore it. Then we're gonna learn about the security as well, how to end-to-end security for Androids. Okay, how we can able to uninstall any type of viruses, even it's a backup. There are some techniques. Okay, by using those techniques we can also remove those viruses which we can't uninstall. Okay, so this is a thing. Now here we're gonna learn how to provide rats and botnet services. See, in this section you will learn how to provide monthly, yearly based subscription to your clients. Okay, we will share clean source code of a rat, and we will teach you how to set up a server to manage subscriptions as well. Okay, here we covered some examples as well, how the people are providing the rats and botnet services. It's for legal purpose only. Okay, for parental control, this kind of stuffs. Okay, then analyzing rats and payloads. Now we're gonna learn reverse engineering. See, in this section you will learn how to extract source code of rat and how to analyze APK payloads. Okay, doing reverse engineering and unpacking rats. We're gonna take one rat and we're gonna unpack it and we're gonna analyze those rats. Okay, then we're gonna learn Android application penetration testing. So here you will learn, in this section student will learn how to perform penetration testing on lab environment, like finding a bugs on an Android application. Now this is also play a very important role for Android hacker. Okay, so here these are the topics which we are going to cover. Okay, see, this is just a topic. So in every section you will see 10 to 5 videos. Okay, just watch the demo video of this training. Okay, we added the demo video in this in description. Just watch it. Okay, then you will see what we are going to cover. See, we can't mention each and everything on this page. Okay, there are some topics which we can't mention. Okay, there are some keywords are there which website won't allow. And also we didn't mention the updates here. Okay, time to time we update the rats, botnets in this training, so student can able to learn the different techniques, right? So we can't able to mention here, we can't mention the rat names or something like that. So that's why you need to watch the demo video there. In demo video you will see each and everything what we are going to cover, but this is just a highlights. Okay, so here you guys can able to see the topics which you will learn. Then here we have the how we can able to code scam page. Okay, then here we're gonna cover how we can able to use banking botnets. See, here we are using the different banking botnets to hack Android. Still we added a lot of banking botnets. Okay, which are very popular. Then here you will learn how you can able to perform monthly and yearly subscriptions of rats and botnets. Then here you will see how we can able to perform end-to-end security operations on Android. Then section of analyzing rats and payload. This is a reverse engineering section. Here we cracked the real rats. Okay, and analyze the rats there. Now here we are learning about Android application penetration testing training. This is a Android application penetration. Here you will learn about Android, about the app permissions, this all stuffs. You will learn how we can able to use JDX, JD, GUI, APK tool, Android Studio, Byteweaver. Okay, basically these are the tools which are useful in Android analysis, Android application analysis. And here we have a lot of topics which we covered. You can able to read it. And then this is the latest section which we are going to cover, related to Android application reverse engineering and pen testing using AI. Right now AI is on peak, right? So how we can able to use AI to perform reverse engineering and pen testing. So these are the topics which we are going to cover in our training. Okay, so you can also read it. See, here you will see build secure hard to reverse Android apps, secure development practice. Okay, NP string fork and string obfuscation, decrypting common strings. In sometimes what will happen, the APK will be encrypted. Okay, once you encrypt the APK, you will learn how to encrypt the APKs as well in this training. Okay, it's a complete section. By encrypting APK, you guys can able to bypass the AVs. There are different techniques, as I told you in starting as well. We're gonna teach you all the topics, okay, which are necessary, which will make you pro in it, okay. But it's depend upon you how to use it, okay. So this is a thing. So that's why be able to understand the concept is very necessary. Right, okay. So these are the topics, okay. Just try to read it, okay. And here you will get tools as well, okay. With this training you will get all those softwares which are paid, okay, which are paid. You will get it for free, okay, because in this training we use those all softwares, okay. Those are rats, this all stuff. So you will get all those things. So it's all about Android hacking, penetration testing, and reverse engineering, okay. If you want to learn, then check out our this training. Contact our support team. If you want to enroll it, then you can click on this button. It's gonna redirect to our WhatsApp support, chat with them, okay. We accept PayPal, payment through PayPal, Bitcoin, crypto, right? So again, I am saying it's all about knowledge, okay. The intentions are only provide how the attacker approach, right? So hope you guys get it. Remember, our trainings are dynamic, okay. We update our training time to time. It's not like only those, okay, which we provided here, okay. Like we update it, we update new topics time to time. So hope you guys enjoy this classes. Thank you, have a nice day.